We welcome you all to this virtual CPE meeting on cyber security organized by Digital Accounting and Assurance Board ICAI, hosted by Vadodara branch of WIRC of ICAI. With increasing digitization and our inclination towards automation, the use of cyberspace is on the rise with every passing day. The obsession of digitization in today's world is so high that we have started creating an alternate digital world to live in, the metaverse. And why not we be gripped with the automation? From the smallest of the things to the biggest ones, our work has now been so smooth and hassle-free. But are we looking at single side of the coin? The technology advancement has brought in just good things or not? To answer all these questions, the ifs and buts, we have organized this meeting today. So I think let's start this meeting today. The dignitaries that we are having with us are CA Charanjot Singh Nanda sir, Chairman Digital Accounting and Assurance Board. Nanda sir has been associated with ICAI for over 24 years now. He has headed various committees such as Committee on Internal Audit, Committee for Members in Industry, Committee for Women Members Empowerment, Professional Development Committee, to name a few. He has been member of Quality Review Board set up by Government of India and has represented ICAI on SEBI Committee on Disclosures and Accounting Standards. He was convener of the expert group constituted by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India, on investor protection. We welcome you, Nanda sir.
Thank you so much.
We are also having with us CA Dayaneva Sharma sir, Chairman of Auditing and Assurance Standard Board, Vice Chairman Digital Accounting and Assurance Board. Dayaneva sir has been nominated on the board of XBRL India, Chairman of Peer Review Board, Chairman of Members and Student Services Directorate, Chairman of Center of Excellence Hyderabad. He is also the member of Task Force Group formed for rebooting MSME and member of various committees including Strategic Perspective Planning and Monitoring Committee. He has been covered by a coffee table book and recognized as Young India Visionary by IMG Innovative Media Group in whole of UAE. He continues to deliver lectures at ICAI and other educational institutions on audit, taxation and management topics. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much.
So now I request CA Rahul Agrawal, Secretary Vadodara branch, to please give his opening remarks.
Thank you, Krunal. Good evening all. Dignitary present in this virtual conference, CA CS Nanda sir, Chairman DAAB ICI, CA Dayaneva Sharma sir, Vice Chairman of the Board. Today's speaker, Mr. Pranav Chauhan and Sachin Dedia. I welcome all of you on this virtual summit. I thank Digital Accounting and Assurance Board to give us the opportunity. In this digital era, we all know that everything is going digital, be it via data or transaction, etc. To be safe in such environment, it is almost important to be safe. Today's faculty will help us to understand the cyber security in a better way. Happy learning to all of you. Back to MOC.
Thank you, Rahul bhai. I now request CA Charanjot Singh Nanda sir to deliver his address.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Your board, the Digital Accounting and Assurance Board, is back yet with another exciting session on cyber securities. Let me tell you, the board is totally inclined to give you the best of the programs and to ensure that practicing chartered accountants come to a level where they start understanding what need to be their skill sets. I'm reminded of an old couplet which says, "Hunar hoga to duniya qadar karegi." Hunar means skill sets. हुनर होगा तो दुनिया कदर करेगी, एड़ियां उठाने से किरदार ऊंचे नहीं होते. We chartered accountants need to work ahead and create a system, an arena where the entire ecosystem acknowledges our presence and acknowledges us to be masters not only of accountancy or auditing, but of technology as well. Today's virtual CP program will cover a lot of aspects on cyber security. It will speak about need of cyber security for business firms, startups, professionals, individuals. Going ahead, it would also speak on importance of data privacy. It would also speak on emerging technologies and on cyber security risks associated with new emerging technologies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are aware that cyber security crimes are affecting both individuals and institutions in many ways. I am in Mumbai, and today in the keynote address, one speaker said a very wonderful thing. He said, "Sir, there are only two type of companies in this world. One, which is feeling threats of cyber security, and other is a company which is not divulging it. So one thing is clear, every company is today under the threat of cyber security. So be it the stealing of confidential business data and selling it to third party, or be it emptying somebody's bank account or defaming a person using his images on social media, this entire arena is nothing else than issues related to cyber security. So therefore, it is designed to protect. Cybersecurity is a mechanism which is designed to protect all categories of data from theft and damage. Going ahead, now, if you go and see the cyber threats, if you see the facts and statistics, you will be taken aback. A cyber attack happens every 39 seconds. And myself and the Vice President CRK Talati had an opportunity, along with Mr. Amit Gupta, the Secretary of this board, we had the opportunity to visit the National Cyber University in Gandhinagar. They had a big dashboard where they were showing new malwares attacking banks. And I was surprised to see every 5 to 10 seconds, there was a malware which is attacking banks all over the globe. And they were assigned the work from a private bank to ensure that they do the testing that malware is not attacking their bank. So you can understand every 39 seconds, there is a cyber attack. Going ahead, since COVID, people have become more digital and there has been 300% increase in reported cyber crime. Most of the crimes are not reported, but in spite of that 300% rise is something which is very alarming. It is very amazing that all of us are interested to learn this because this is going to be a new practice area for our professional endeavors. 43% cybers attack small businessmen who are not technology savvy. When they are duped, when they are defrauded, they understand that a cyber attack has been effected on them. 90% of breach records come from three industries. What are those industries? The first, financial services. Yes, financial services includes service consulting business. Second, first is financial services. Second is consulting or service industry. And third is telecom sector. So these are the areas where maximum cyber crimes are being affected all across the globe. Going ahead, what does digital privacy mean? So digital privacy refers to the proper usage, handling, processing, and storage of personal information so that they are not vulnerable to threats. They are not taken by gullible people and used it for creating money which is not legitimate. Now, what are the risks associated with new or emerging technologies? Technology will keep on setting, and with technology coming in, the most pertinent thing that will happen is that cyber threats will get a larger parlance. The reason is very simple, very candid, very forthcoming. Because with technology, certain people would like to embrace technology who are not even aware of the factual content, how they have to save their content. And therefore, there are compliance and legal violations. First, greatest violation, there are legal violations, people are not aware. Compliances have to be done on various facets which are normally ignored. Second is data breaches. All data, and let me tell you today time, data is the only gold. If you have data, you are the king. It is oil of Gulf. Thereby is the Gulf king. So I want to tell thereby that thereby, data, you are a data man, and therefore data is something that will have its relevance and it will hold in relevance in times to come. Third is digital privacy. We normally share our passwords. We normally tell our system paths. We give our source codes, and they are ultimately the basic reason why data privacy, digital privacy happens. Fairness and equity. We have to understand things, how they have to move in an equitable ground. Reputational risk, that is rude. If you listen that a company has been under cyber attack or it is hacked, there is a great reputational loss because you feel the company is not well equipped to handle such crisis. Ethical and legal concerns. And for that, what does DAB ICI do? Number one, It has a post-qualification on information system audit where we have trained more than 40,000 chartered accountants in a population of 3,50,000. If 40,000 people are information system audit qualified, it shows the seriousness and the valor which they construe to this great activity. We have a certificate course on forensic accounting and fraud detection, more commonly known as FAFD. We have programs of cyber security where interested people can always join. We have a course on blockchain technology for professional accountants. We have executive development programs on advanced Excel and data dashboard, CAD tools, KNIME, Power BL for people who are interested to join this for industries and technology savvy chartered accountants. We have SAP Power User Training Program, which is undertaken alike by students and members. We have e-learning courses on IT-driven topics. So any area where you want a course has to be required, we are there to serve you. We have forensic labs, data analytic labs, which is at Noida, at Chennai, at COE Hyderabad, which comes under the direct control of the Honorable Co-Chairman C. Dayanivas Sharma, Kolkata, Chandigarh, and Kanpur. You can walk in there and have a better impetus and imperative knowledge how you have to tackle financial and, more importantly, cyber attacks. Technology summits, conferences, seminars, and webinars. And the last is the technical literature, which we do. And then to conclude, what is expected of CA? Number one, CA has to give great impetus to digitization. Yes, he has to be technology learner and more tech savvy. Emerging technologies mandate CS to upskill and acquire skills to be able to conduct audit of digital records so that they can detect fraud at an early stage, early warning signs of fraud, which is very, very important. And they'll also help us find out the newer risks. And the third area is technical skills. Understand risk, evaluate controls in digital environments, and see whether they are appropriate or not. Caro also calls for internal audit, wherein the internal control system has to be validated by the statutory auditor. Learning tools and techniques used during IT audit is inevitable. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will not take much of your time. I would like to just say that cyber security is an area where we have got immense and abundant areas of professional involvement and indulgence. Not taking much of your time, I want to thank you all for giving me an opportunity to speak to you. Over to Mr. Kunal Kukreja for further proceedings. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I now request CA Dayanivas Sharma, sir, to deliver his address, please.
Kunal, thank you very much. But generally, the practice is that after the chairman speak, the vice chairman has to speak very little. And more importantly, the same culture follows with the president and vice president. So I'll take very short time because my chairman has very articulatively has put forward the entire government of technology and how it is to be considered in their practice way forward. What is happening is most of the time, members are been thinking that cyber security is a very technical subject and how do we do it. So whatever Nandaji spoke, if I have to just summarize and get it into a particular format, I would like to tell one thing to our members who are attending this program, and this is a directive given by my chairman to always speak what makes available for our members at large. Nanda sir, as always you guided the most important part. As you always guided, the most important part, we always have to think about what makes you simple to move forward. Pranayji and Akhilji, you both are their speakers, and even Sachin is going to come, who's one of the best speakers again. One thing which I would like to tell our members is, please understand, cyber security is across and around us, and we are also within that web of cyber security issues. It is time to understand what is that opportunity. See, you might not get into understanding the entire government of cybersecurity framework, but the best part which I can recommend you is go through the basics of cybersecurity work or understanding of cybersecurity, what you can deliver to your clients in a simple format. Similarly, I'll just give you one example. Pranay, you might be agreeing to this point. All the chartered accountants run their systems in their offices. Right, Kunal? We have systems in our offices.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That is been operated by my articles. All my client related data is available on the system of the chartered accountant system, right? In our offices. That is accessible by almost every person in the office, right? Now, all these systems, because we have to file GST return, income tax return, this return, that return, all those connections which are coming in the internet connection format, the data is gone in. Forget about what we have to talk big. Let us talk what we have to first protect ourselves and how can we protect our clients. And that is how the business comes out. पहले खुद सीखो, दूसरों को सिखाओ. So what happens is all those systems are vulnerable to all the kind of attacks which are there. So first learn how to protect your system. If you are holding a data of your client in your system, the responsibility of protecting the data is lying on you, right? Just imagine you are filing a return of one of the biggest industrialists and your system has been hacked, your data has been pulled out, and that has been published. Who will be blamed first? Straight question, nothing here and there, right? So that person is going to be the person, chartered accountant from whose system data has been pulled out, he is going to be blamed first, right? We use multiple softwares for filing income tax return, GST returns. We do, use this mobiles and start typing certain things, share OTPs. Certain places when you open, you keep the mobile app, mobile bank payment apps open without even realizing. All these things are the threats to us. First, we need to understand to sell this knowledge to our clients. If we are not able to understand, and we are not able to understand the security aspect of it, we are not able to understand the risk aspect of this, you cannot actually go and train your client and tell them this is where your system is going to get hacked. These all companies today, whether it is a small retail outlet or whether it is primarily a larger business house, all systems are exposed to internet connections. And that internet connections need to be protected in a different manner. It's very easy to tap that financial data and you get badly impacted by doing everything. I'll just give you a recent case which has come, might be a week back, where a person, you'll receive a message saying that your bank account has been hacked. We have transferred this fund. And there's a beautiful article which has come in the newspaper if you don't know. And the policeman very clearly explained, the commissioner explained, please understand, the hacker is calling you and telling that we have hacked your entire money, right? And the money is actually moved out of your system, but it is parked somewhere, right? It asks that, kindly you tell, I have hacked your money, money is transferred to my account. And when we actually beg, request, bhai, thode paise to bhija de, so he'll say, okay, I'll transfer 50% of money. What he'll do, he'll run the system and then OTP comes. What you'll do, you'll give the OTP, and that moment, that entire money is gone out of your system. This is the simplest thing I am talking about. I am not talking about getting into SAP, Oracle, this, that, huge amount of security framework. No, we don't want that. We only and only want how do we protect our systems? How do we protect the systems of our client? And that learning is something which we need to take it from our learned speakers and see that basic frame. This will actually trigger your enthusiasm, the confidence in you to move forward and get into a systems audit in time to come. And that is going to be the future. Nothing more than this from my side, friends. I wish you all a great learning. Best of luck. And there is a lot of wisdom which is shared by my chairman. And I request you all people, he talked about NSFU fantastically and very beautifully. He articulated the entire screen before all of us. So chairman, sir, always thanks to you.
Thanks a lot, Daya bhai, for a very scintillating and very mind-boggling presentation. You speak less, but you bring out the best. So now we have set tone to the entire proceedings. It can be taken for the next 3 hours. Over to Mr. Kukreja. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So now let us begin with our technical session. I'd like to welcome our first faculty for today's meeting, Mr. Pranay Chauhan, Having experience of over 12 years, Mr. Pranay Chauhan has done masters in information technology with information security as specialization. With various certificates to his name, Mr. Pranay has contributed to various research publications in national as well as international journals. He has conducted training sessions, seminars, and workshops for various institutes. His major areas of interest are financial fraud investigation, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, digital privacy, and cloud computing, to name a few. We welcome you, sir, and I request you to please take the charge of the session.
So thank you all and good evening all. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity to me and thank you all for joining this session. Let's use this one. Yeah. So thank you for joining this session and spending your valuable time with us. I hope you all are doing well and keeping yourself safe and healthy through this challenging time. So basically, I'm also a student, a learner, learning new things in this era, tech era. So let me share my screen first. Yeah. So is it visible, sir? Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is
Yeah.
visible.
Thank you. Thank you. So today, actually, we are going to discuss about the privacy, that why this privacy is important, and as an individual, as a business person, as a professional, how we can minimize all this kind of, we can say, the issues which arise to this privacy. Okay. So let me go for disclaimer first, because this document is only for educational purpose, only for awareness, and only for research purpose. So neither the author of this material, means me, nor anyone else affiliated in any way is liable for your action. Why I note this point? Because I'm going to take the name of multiple agencies, we can say multiple firms, company. So that's why nobody is liable for your any kind of action. And contents which we are taken today, basically we are taken from various research paper, from various articles, from various blogs, from various government reports, from various books, and from various websites. And basically, compulsion of, we can say, it's all about the research work which has been done by multiple agencies and the organization. So first of all, I'm not expert. I'm just a learner, learning new things in this, we can say, tech era. Okay. So our agenda, basically, I'm going to cover all about, we can say all about technology. I'm going to cover all about aspects of cybercrime, and then I'll cover all about the footprints, that how these footprints are being generated. So I'm going to show you some simulations also on this kind of footprints, and then I will cover all about the data brokers, that who are these brokers and how they sell our data. Then I will cover the aspects of privacy and how to achieve this privacy. And at last, we will discuss all about, we can say, the global regulations which are there in this era. So first of all, lead off topic, that why should we go for this topic? Why we need this topic? So just check this wagon wheel. Just check this wagon wheel. The wagon wheel of, we can say, internet per minute, or we can say a wagon wheel of internet per 60 seconds. That what happened in internet in every 60 seconds. Although the data is from December 2021, the last year, but still it works. Just check the around, you can say, the text messages there. Around 18 million text messages are being sent in just a 60 seconds. More than 4.3 million videos are being viewed on YouTube. If I talk about Play Store and App Store, then more than, you can say, 3,70,000 apps are being downloaded on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on Netflix, on Google. Means you can say within 60 seconds, within a minute, so much of content is being generated using this technology. And today also we are having this webinar, this session in the Zoom platform. So we can say the role of internet is increasing day by day. The role of technology is increasing day by day. And we can say our dependency on internet is increasing day by day, or we can say minute per minute. So as the role of technology is increasing, there is one more thing which is increasing, and that is cyber crime. The criminals are also increasing. The crime is also increasing. Just take any leading newspaper. Just pick any leading newspaper from your area. You will find these are the common news. These are the common news regarding banking fraud, regarding ATM fraud, regarding malicious attack, regarding ransomware issues, regarding, we can say, SMS-based attack, as previously told by the chairman sir and the vice chairman sir, that so many, can say, the new modes of operandies are coming day by day. They are using SMS as a mode of operandi. They are using social media as a mode of operandi. So we can say the role of, can say, the fraudsters are playing an important role. they are also tech savvy. They are also learning new things, and that's why they are coming with new tactics and techniques for committing frauds. So, what is the main root cause? Why all these frauds we can say occur? What's the main root cause behind all this? We can say cyber crime and the cyber fraud. The first and most important one is about money, because everybody wants money. So these fraudsters, these criminals, they also want money. So basically, they are doing it for money. Some are doing it for power and control. They are helping multiple, we can say, agencies, multiple, we can say, companies, corporates, but just for the power and controls. Some are doing it for revenge, and the most important one about the competition, because nowadays we can see just after, especially after this COVID era, the things are being in online mode. So we can say it's a big competition between all the businesses. So we can say multiple business rivals are there. They just want to destroy any company brand reputation for corporate fights, we can say. So that's why we can say these are the main root cause. And the most important one about data, as previously told by Chairman sir, that data is new oil, data is new gold. So majorly they are doing it for data also. So we can say the main root cause, it's all about money, it's all about power and control, it's all about revenge, it's all about business competition, and we can say it's all about data. So that's why all this, you can say, this cyber crime, this fraud, all these things are being, you can say, we can see that they're increasing day by day, or we can say minute per minute. The world's most valuable resource is no longer oil but data. As I told it, data is new oil. All the major tech companies now, what they want, they only want data. They only want data. And there are multiple sources are there of this kind of data generation. There are multiple sources there from where they're getting the data. Now, the most and important one is all about your footprint. Now, what is this footprint? Basically, it's a digital footprint. So whenever we are accessing, you can say Facebook or Twitter or whatever, whenever we are doing anything on internet now, we also always generate a footprint. Either you are using LinkedIn, either you are using Gmail, either you are accessing any Twitter or anything you are doing anything on internet. We always generate a footprint. Majorly, we can say that whenever a person is using the internet or whenever a person is accessing the internet, we all generate the footprint. And today also during this Zoom session, we all are generating our footprints. Okay. So let me show you some also some solution also, because I'm having some practical is also there. So I will go with some simulations with you. Just a minute. Yeah. Now check this project. The name of project is tricography.org. Basically, it is supported by, we can say, multiple privacy agencies, and they are working for the privacy. So let me give you example of this. What we're going to see. So suppose if you are using online platform for reading any kind of news, you can refer the project there. If you are reading any news on using Forbes India, suppose let me give example of this Forbes India. Okay, so if you are reading any newspaper online, or if you are reading any news on this Forbes India, you can see at the time 13 companies are tracking you. Means what? We are generating a footprint while we are reading the news on online in online mode. We are generating multiple footprints. So all these major companies, what they are doing, they are trying to track you. You can see there. If you are reading any news on this Forbes India, you can see the Google is tracking you, the LinkedIn is tracking you, the Twitter is tracking you, the Zado is tracking you, Facebook is tracking you. You can see multiple companies are there. More than 13 companies are tracking you while we are reading, can say, any news on the online platform. So basically, it's all about data, because whenever we use the internet or whenever we are getting any, you can say, content on online platform now, we all generate the footprints. So all these major tech companies, what they are doing, they are collecting your footprints. They are collecting your area of interest. In which news you are interested more? What news do you want to read more? What are your, you can say, the area of interest? About your likes, about your dislike, and not only for news, also on any platform. If you are using any, we can say, e-commerce platform, either you are accessing, we can say, any e-commerce website like Amazon, or we can say Flipkart or eBay or any website. What they do, they always generate, you can say, multiple footprints about your area of interest. Okay. uh, One more thing, I will show you one more simulation, a live simulation. on the Times of India. Suppose if I'm reading any news on Times of India, suppose if I'm reading any news on this Times of India, and once again a big disclaimer here, okay, we are just referring this website only for learning purpose, okay. Suppose we are reading any news on this Times of India, so you can see at that time multiple trackers are going to track us, okay. So let me show you the tracker also. Okay, I think this is getting troublesome issues is there. So basically one extension is there known as RBSI. Through this we can just track all the trackers, that how many trackers are tracking us and how they are collecting our artifacts on online platform. Okay, so let me go that image. Yeah, this one. Yeah, in this manner. You can see there. So multiple trackers are going to track you. If you are reading any news on Times of India, na, so at that time you can see that multiple trackers, they are coming from multiple, you can say data brokers. Multiple companies are tracking you. They are collecting all your, I can say your likes and dislikes. They are collecting all your area of interest. That in which news you are more interested, what news do you want to learn, can say learn more, what news you want to refer more. So that's why they all are collecting your, you can say multiple footprints. You can see that, and they all are, you can say brokers coming from Google, coming from Facebook, coming from Twitter, and coming from multiple, you can say multiple locations. And these all are, you can say the third parties. They all are the third parties. So in this manner, what they do, they track your locations, they track your content, they track your each and every, you can say data sets. Clear? And this is, that's why we call it the game of data. It's totally a game of data. They all collect your interest, your likes, your dislikes, your comments, and then they perform the multiple operations on this data. And that's why we know now that nowadays we see now that a data scientist is there. A data scientist is going to play an important role. Data scientists are, we can say, are playing an important role. Machine learning is there, AI is there. So from where they are getting this data? So basically, they are collecting data from what is, can say kind of footprints. So they all collect our footprints and then they perform, you can say, multiple algorithms on this data, and then they perform, you can say, the results on our data. So it's all about, you can say, the game of data. It's totally a game of data because all our data has been generated and it is stored by, we can say, multiple brokers, and then they perform multiple analytics on this data. Clear? And all these major tech companies, either you can say Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or you can say LinkedIn, all these companies, what they are doing, they're just generating the entire data from, you can say, our digital footprints. So our footprints are going to play an important role. Now just refer, just please check this particular picture there. A person standing there. You can see the person is Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. So what we are doing as a user, we are handling our data to Mark Zuckerberg, and then Mark Zuckerberg, what he's doing, he's just selling our data to multiple ad agencies, to multiple government agencies, and to multiple cloud providers. So not only Mark Zuckerberg, all the major companies, what they are doing, they collect our data and then they store our data. And you can see meanwhile there, the hackers are there, the criminals are there, the fraudsters are there, and what they are doing, they're just waiting for all this data. And that's why the major root cause of all the cyber crime na, is your data. Whatever we generate, all our data is been recorded, is been stored, and the companies what they do, sometimes the main issue is regarding cyber security. They don't focus on this security issues. That's why data breach occur. The insecure APIs can generate a big lead, and then this data can be misused by the hackers or by the criminals, because we all generate this kind of little footprints. Now, just check this picture there. My friend is there. His name is Jack. Now he's planning to buy a new shoes. He's planning to purchase a new shoes. And meanwhile, you can see Facebook and that WhatsApp what they are doing. He's planning to purchase a new shoes, while meanwhile the Facebook and WhatsApp know that a person is interested in buying a new shoes. So what they will do? They will show him multiple ads. This example. Can you see this example? Now the person will receive multiple ads on his wall, either on Facebook, either on Instagram, on multiple platforms. So in this manner, they just track all our activities. They track our, we can say, the area of interest. They track, they listen all our, we can say, our activities, whatever we do. So all these things are being recorded, and then all this data is being sold on multiple platforms. So many brokers are there, and what they are doing, they are just collecting our data, and then they are selling this data on multiple platforms. And sometimes this data is being misused by the hackers or by the criminals. So we can say the root cause of all this cyber crime, the main root cause of all this cyber fraud is all about your data. Now please read this one. Please read this one. If you are not paying for it, that means you are the product. Please read it. If you are not paying for it, that means you are the product. Means what? They are collecting our footprints, and then they are selling this footprint on multiple locations, on multiple geolocations. And now just check their business model there. What they do, they sell our data to multiple ad agencies. They use our data for profiling purpose. They use our data for market research. They use our data for, we can say, crawling purpose, for analytics purpose. Means our data is being misused by multiple, we can say, sources. And sir and ma'am, believe me, trust me, the entire ecosystem is based on this data. And our footprints are, you can say, are going to play an important role in this all this kind of activities. While you are reading any news on social media platform, while you are referring any video on YouTube, while you are watching any, you can say, content on Netflix, whatever you're doing online, we always generate this footprint. And all this tracker, all these business firms, what they do, they collect our data, and then they sell our data to multiple ad agencies. Now let me give you the example of the data broker services also. Okay, so I will post all these things also, in your chat box. Okay, so I will post all these things into your chat box too. So if you want to see, you can also see at your own. Okay, any questions, sir? I think I'm getting some noise. Any questions, sir? Hello. I think okay.
No, no,
So
sir,
you can
you
see,
please continue, sir.
yeah,
Please
yeah,
continue.
yeah, no issue, sir. So you can see the brokers are there, data brokers are there. Can you see the brokers there? So multiple data brokers are there, and what they are doing, they all are collecting your data. They're collecting your data from your footprints, and then what they're doing, they're selling this data on the multiple platforms. And for privacy rights, you can see, basically it's regarding the GDPR compliance and all. That's why this kind of forums are there. You can see there. The company names are also there. This page contains the entire, you can say, the information. The company name is there. We can say the name of data broker is there. The policy which they follow is there. Their email ID is also there. If you want to contact them, you can contact to the email ID. The location is also there, from which country they belongs to, from which location they belongs to. So in this manner, multiple data brokers, what they do, they are just selling our data to, you can say, multiple agencies. And sir, ma'am, believe me, not only your browsers are leaking your data. In fact, your laptop and desktops are also leaking your data. If you want to see this one, you may just open the website known as deviceinfo.me. There is one good tool there. If you want to see about your, we can say, the tracking there, just open this website known as deviceinfo.me, and then it is going to give you the entire history of your desktop. You can say the entire, you can say the, you can say about the ad blockers, if you are having any, if you are having any, you can say, kind of audio contacts, whatever battery you are having in your laptop, all these things are, you can say, are being recorded. You can see there, because what they're doing, they are having, we can say, multiple trackers are there, multiple files are there, multiple cookies files are there, and what they are doing, they're collecting all your information, that which browser you are using, which, we can say, Bluetooth device you are using, from which city you are, your IP address, from which location you are, the date and time, about your CPU, all these things are there. You can see there. Right now I am from Indore, MP, Madhya Pradesh. So you can see there, my city name is also there, my location is also there. All these things are there. Basically, they all are collecting your footprints. While we are accessing, we can say, this Zoom platform right now, still we are tracked by all these trackers. So I told you, not only your browsers on laptop, including your smart devices, because nowadays now it's quite, you can say, a new term is there known as IoT, which stands for Internet of Things, IoT. So we are having smart TV, we are using smart cars, smart speakers are there. You can say smart fridges are there, smart beds are also there nowadays. So you can see there. If you are using a smart doorbell, it is also collecting your data. You can see there. The doorbell, a smart doorbell, is collecting your real-time information, your personal information. Smart locks are also there. They're collecting your location, your IP address, your photos are also being collected. Now please see the a red, you can say a red flag is there, including your photos are also being collected. Plus your videos are also being recorded. Smart cars also collect, you can say they are collecting from location, route, and all these things are there. Speakers are listening whatever you are telling, whether you can say you're using your mobile phone also. So they're also, you can say, collecting your data. Smart TVs are collecting your location, your emails, your viewing history. All these things are being, you can say, collected. So that's why all this is all about data. And now just check this revenue model there. The total revenue model of Facebook is more than, you can say, 71 billion. Although it's from last year, yeah, but you can see there the what from where they are earning. So majorly they are earning from Facebook ads. You can see there 98.5 percentage they are earning from ads. So from where they are getting all these ads. So I showed you now in previous slide. It's all about our footprints. It's all about our digital footprints. So that's why they are generating more money. They're having more revenue to the ads, and it's all about, we can say, our digital footprints. Not only Facebook, also this Alphabet, the Google. Okay, so whenever we access the YouTube, whenever we use the Gmail, we use, you can say, the Play Store, the Google Maps, and you can see there the majorly the, we can say, the more revenue of, we can say, Alphabet is coming from the your ads also. You can see more than 70%. So basically it's all, you can say, it's all about your footprint, it's all about your data. And all these major tech companies, what they are doing, they're collecting your footprints, and then they are selling this data on multiple, you can say, forum. Then you can also have example of Amazon also there. So one more vendor is there. Amazon is also there. Basically what all they do, they just collect your data. And the major root cause of all this cyber crime is data. The major root cause. That's why we say na, that data is new oil. So yes, sir and ma'am, that new oil is also being misused by the hackers, by the criminals, by the fraudster. The same data is used by multiple ad agencies. The same data is used by, we can say, multiple governments. The same data is, you can say, is used by multiple companies, the tech giants. And the same data is also used by the criminals. And believe me, trust me, there is one forum is there known as a dark web. Okay, usually because of time constraint, I'm not sure, but yeah, dark web is also there. And not only in dark web, so many forums are also there in the surface web also, such as we can say the pastebin is there, the red forum is there, but all this database is sold, and they are selling this data. And believe me, trust me, the cost of personal data is not more than 5 rupees. I have seen multiple examples where the cost of personal financial data is not more than, you can say, 5 or to 10 rupees of an individual. So the major root cause of all this cyber crime is data. So we can say our footprints are going to play an important role. Clear? And social media accounts are acting as a gold mines for cyber criminal. You see there. Our social media accounts are acting as a gold mines for cyber criminals. Because all this fraudster, all these cyber criminals, what they are doing, they're collecting our data from all the social media platforms. So please make sure not to post everything on the social media, because we might know that the hackers can also misuse that data. Yeah. So the root cause of all the cyber crimes now, if you talk about data breach, identity fraud, data theft, the phishing attacks, the malicious attacks, the mobile frauds, the ransomware attacks, payment card frauds, all these major frauds, they want data. We can say all this, we can say the activities, or we can say all these cyber crimes, without data, nobody can going to, we can say, attack you. So they are what they do, they always perform the reconnaissance on your activities. They always collect your data from these social media profiles. So please make sure whatever you post on the social media, whatever you share on the social media, please make sure before posting that data, because we ever don't know that this can be misused or this can be used, you can say, by any criminal or any fraudster. So not only the tech companies, also the fraudsters are awaiting for this kind of data, because we all are generating the digital footprints. Clear? Now let me ask you one question. Any of you, any idea about data breach, sir, ma'am? I just want the session to be, it should be in two-way communication mode. So I will give an example, and same tool you can also use the same tool. Na, you may also use the same tool for your client also, just to check about the data breach and all these activities. Okay. So for the same, can anyone please share your email ID or your personal ID? Hmm? Is it possible for anyone? Please share your personal Gmail ID. I will show you about data breach.
Yes, sir. You can use my personal email ID.
Yeah,
Email ID. It is.
sir, please post in this chat box, sir.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So same tool now. This tool can be used by. You can also use same tool also for the clients also. Just write the email ID there and search for it. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now what we'll do? Just write your email ID there, copy your email ID there, and just post on this particular search menu and search for it. Yeah, you can see there. So Kunal sir, you can see that your ID is already compromised, sir. Kunal sir, it's a red flag there that
Yes,
your
sir.
Gmail ID is already been compromised. And sir, it is compromised by Big Basket. Sir, can you see this one? So
Yes.
sir, your date of birth is available in market. Your email addresses are there in market. Your machine IP addresses, your system IP is also there in market. Sir, your name is there. Your passwords are also there, sir. Your phone numbers are also being leaked, sir. Plus your physical address. And you see the name of company there, Big Basket. I think, sir, you're using Big Basket, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, sir, a major data breach was there in Big Basket. You can see there that in the data breach, all the details are compromised. And not only sir, Big Basket, you can see the dub mesh is also there. And in this particular dub mesh data breach, your location, your email address, your password, your phone number, your language, which language you spoke, all these things have been compromised, sir. And then you can see multiple breaches are there from December, October also. You can see that also from this avatar. So in this manner, na, we may use the same tool just to search about the our information, our personal information. And you can see that this particular ID is breached in these three companies. And sir and ma'am, believe me, all these details are available on the platforms. There is one more tool is there known as leak peek. Suppose if I want to check the passwords now, that the password of this email ID, Mr. Kunal Kukresha 8909 at gmail.com. We can also check the passwords of this email ID. So sir and ma'am, in this manner now, the attackers perform the attack. Perform the attacks. What they do, they search for your IDs. They search for your activities. They use your profiles on social media. Whatever you share, whatever you like, all these things are being searched. And then what they do, they use this kind of open source tool. And believe me, trust me, passwords are also available. If you have not changed your password, sir, so it might be possible that your passwords are also available in this platform. So you may use this same tool known as Have I Been Pawned, and you can just search your email address plus your phone number. Because sir, we are using Big Basket, because we are using all these platforms, all these we can say websites, these companies. So what they are doing, they are not following the proper cyber security, we can say the guidelines. And that's why our rule comes into picture, sir. As a system auditor, as we can say accountant professional, what we can do, we just contact to our client and tell them to encrypt our data, to make sure to maintain all the privacy policies. And don't worry, also I will at the last of session I will show you about that how to maintain this privacy also. I will show you how to achieve all these things also. Okay. So in this manner we can see all about our data. Whatever we have compromised, you may use the same tool. And there is one more tool, because as told by the vice chairman Sarna, how to verify all about this, we can say our office ecosystem. So what you can do, just write in your web browser, the name of tool is me.shodan.io. Just write this same tool in your browser. The name of tool is me.shodan.io. Just type this particular thing into your browser and then check for it. Let me type in this chat box. just write this me.shodan.io into your web browser. And suppose if you are getting 404 kind of error, that means your Wi-Fi network is safe. If you are getting this 404 error after typing this me.shodan.io, if you are getting this 404 error, that means your data is safe, your Wi-Fi network is safe, and all your ports are closed. And suppose if you are getting this kind of information, you can see in my case, my machine is having open port there. So if you're getting this kind of message now, that means some port is open, and we can say this port is open and it can be misused by the criminal or the hacker. So in this manner, if you want to check your office network, if you want to check your personal, we can say your laptop or your home network, what you can do, just open your web browser and then type this me.shodan.io. And if you're getting this 404 error, that means all safe. But if you're getting any other message like this one, that means it's a red flag. Okay, so in this manner, you may also test your office network, or you can say also at your, or you can say home network. Okay, so basically, you can see there. Huh? So what will happen to you if your data is leaked? Now coming on the main question there, what could happen to you if your data is leaked? So suppose if your data is leaked, so single data, we can say a leak can create a big trouble for us. A person can steal our accounts, they can try to phish us, they can try to mail, you can say multiple spammers can spam us, plus they can also steal our identity. You will not believe, they can also ruin our finances or reputations. So single, we can say a breach can create a big trouble for us. Why? Because I told you now that we all generate this kind of footprints. So simple data leak can create a big trouble for us. A person can, we can say, steal our accounts because they know about our username, they know about our passwords also. So what they can do, they can try to phish us, plus they can change the passwords and they can demand for some money from our friends. And we have seen multiple cases also, the cases of, we can say, the Facebook fraud or the fraud on social media. That what they do, basically what they do, they just we can say steal our identity and then they demand for money. They will messages, they will start sending SMS to our friend circle on these platforms, and then they'll demand for some money. So in this manner, a simple leak can create a big trouble for us, and that's why the major root cause of all this fraud is all your personal data. We can say your we can say this kind of personal information. So that's why, sir and ma'am, believe me, our footprints are going to play an important role, and we need to, you can say, make sure that our footprints are should be safe and should be secure. Clear? Now, so not only your, we can say, your laptop and desktop, your mobiles are also leaking your data. Now just refer, just check this picture there. Huh? What we can see, a mobile phone is there, and what we do, we use multiple applications in our mobile phone. Can you see? So these applications, we can say, are acting as a logic bombs. I can say they are acting as a terrorist. Okay, you can see there, Telegram. Suppose, for example, Telegram. So if you're using a Telegram now, what is required? They need access to your contacts. They need access to your location. They need access to your SMS. They need access to your photos, your media files, and all your files. Plus, they also need access to your camera. Plus, they also need access to your microphone. Then Wi-Fi connections, Wi-Fi information, device ID, or call information. So all your mobile phones, we can say your mobile applications are also collecting your data, because as told in previous slide now, that data is new oil. Now just let me ask you one question. Suppose if I want to drink a, we can say a water. Okay, what I will do, I'll purchase one water bottle there. Okay, the cost of water bottle will around 20 rupees. Yeah. So how these companies are offering you the free service? How they're giving you the free service? How they're offering you free services? The same company is selling a pen drive at the cost of 1,000 rupees. If you want to purchase one pen drive now, you have to spend around 1,000 rupees for this 30 GB pen drive. But the same vendors, they are offering the free services on the social media platforms. So why they are giving you the free 15 GB of free space on Gmail? Why they are giving you free space on these social media platforms? Why they are offering you the free space? because it's all about your data. Now, sir, let me ask you one more question there. If I ask now that tell me the name of any top 10 richest person of the world, top 10 richest person of the world, you will find mainly they are from IT background, tech background. You'll find Google is there, huh? The Facebook Meta is also there, Amazon is there, Microsoft is there. They all will be there in top 10 or top 5. Why? Because they know it very well that it's all about data. So that's why all these applications now, whenever we use this Telegram or any kind of applications now, they always need some access. They need access of all these things, and that's why they collect this data, this information, and then they sell this data on multiple, we can say, platforms. Sometimes it depends upon the also about the policy also, that few companies they use only for their own purpose, but majorly we can say the companies which are not audited, they sell our data on, we can say, multiple forums. Now just check this one. I'm using a simple app just for my use purpose, and it's a calculator. So what it required? It required to manage my phone calls. Why? Why this single app required my phone calls? Because they want to listen me to whom I'm talking to, that person, and what I'm doing. And as soon as now you will see, you will see also in your particular thing. So whenever we use this applications now, we receive multiple ads in our Gmail, or we see the ads on our Facebook wall. Because what they do, they collect our footprints, just map the footprints, and then it starts showing you all the ads there. Because they know very well that the person is interested in buying this particular XYZ content. So it's all about our footprints, it's all about the data. Now just check this one. What your device knows about you. Your device knows about your passwords. Your mobile phone, huh? Your mobile phone knows about your password, about your bank account information, about your recent files, whatever you are using, about all your contacts, about your current location, about your recent location, the sites which you visited, the names and addresses, plus your phone calls, and also your, as you say, the text messages and multiple things. You can see there, your mobile phone is also collecting all your retail information, all your personal information plus your financial information, and all your information are being stored by your mobile phone. Now let me give you one more example. Let me show you. Please wait. Suppose if you want your data back, now the question comes, sir, suppose if I want to check my data, okay, so what you can do, just open your Gmail account, just open your Gmail ID there, okay, open your Gmail ID, and then just click on the new tab there, click on new tab there, and then type takeout.google.com. Just type takeout.google.com. Let me post in this chat box also this one. Just open your Gmail account, the first tab, then just type this takeout.google.com, and then press enter. So in this manner, if you want your data back from Google, so Google is going to give you all your data. Okay, so from if you want your data back, just do the same process there. So all your activity informations, all your information regarding your calendar, your Chrome history, you can say your reports, whatever data you have shared, your drive information, your account information, all your information regarding your business profile, your Google Pay information, your photographs, all these things you can just, you can say, you can just do the same process, and they will give you your information, including your location history, your mail, your maps. All these things can be, you can say, collect from the same thing. Your activities, your, you can say, news, your pinpoints, your profile, all these things. And just go on this next step there, and then just select the particular frequency that if you want your data in 2 GB of data, or if you want 4 GB of data, or if you want 10 GB of data, or if you want 3 GB of data. Just click on the same process, and then just click on the same thing, create export. Then within 1 day or 2 day, Google will give you your complete data. So in this manner, if you want your data back from Google, just follow the same process there. The first step, open your Gmail ID there, then click on new tab, and then type takeout.google.com, and then Google will give you your data back, and you can just you can get your data back from the Google itself. And not only from Google itself, if you want your data back now from also from multiple sources, from multiple websites, what you can do, just write just getmydata.com there. The name of tool is just getmydata.com. The name of tool is just getmydata.com. And then go for, you can say, any kind of website. If you want your data back from Facebook, click on this show information in Facebook, and then this will give you about the process there, that how you can get your data back from Facebook. Also from your Apple, if you're an Apple user, Mac user, just go on the this Apple, and then go on this show information, and then it will give you information about your data. So in this manner now, you can get your data back from all these major tech companies. Okay, so this is a good website. The name of website is just get my data. So this website will give you the, you can say, the flow, that how you can get your data back from, you can say, this kind of websites, or this kind of, you can say, companies. Okay, so that's why all these companies now, they want our they need access for our informations. They want access of our mobile contact, SMS, and the main root cause, because nothing is free, sir, ma'am. Believe me, trust me, nothing is free in this cyberspace. If you are not paying for it, that means you are the product. What they are doing, they are collecting our information, and then they are selling this information on, you can say, the multiple locations, to multiple, we can say, brokers, or we can say multiple, we can say, locations and persons. Now just recall this news, the news from, we can say, the June, I think June, July 2020, just after this COVID, the first, we can say, the wave. Remember, the Indian government has banned multiple applications. Any idea, sir, ma'am, about this news? I think the news was from July or somewhere from June, I think. Indian government has banned multiple applications. So many apps were banned by Indian government. TikTok was banned, Shredded was banned, multiple apps were banned. UC browser was banned, UC News was banned, WeChat was banned. Multiple apps were banned. I think more than 59. Then next time it was around 50. So I think more than 150 apps were banned in India. Why? Why government has banned all these applications? Because the government knows very well that majorly all these apps are being run, we can say, run by the Chinese government, and China is having one law, known as Chinese law. So as per the Chinese law, if any company is doing business in China, they should reveal all the information to Chinese government. So all these apps, what they are doing, they are collecting our personal information, and then they are selling this data to Chinese government. And that's why, if you know that, sometimes back, I think in November, I think last year, I think one news was there that all the, we can say, the defense person who's working for, we can say, the defense, the army persons, we can say, working for law enforcement agencies, they should not use the social media platforms. Why? Because they know it very well that all these major apps, what they are doing, they're collecting this data, and then this data can be misused by, we can say, by our rivals. So that's why Indian government has banned multiple applications, and the main root cause of what? This same data. Because all these apps, what they're having multiple trackers. They're having multiple trackers, and they are tracking all your activities. Sometimes it can be used by the vendor, but sometimes it can also be misused by the vendor. Okay. And suppose if you want to check about any kind of applications, so there is one more, we can say, tool is there. Basically, majorly this tool is used by, we can say, all the, you can say, the system auditor also. So if you are doing any audit, or if you are auditor, if you are taking any audit, so you may also use the same, you can say, kind of tool there. Okay, so you may also use the same tool for your audit purpose. Clear? So suppose if you want to search for any kind of tracker there, and suppose if I'm a user, or I'm using Airtel as application, or suppose if I'm using any app, let me go for that. I think okay, I will go for the Airtel. The Airtel there. Okay, so suppose if you're an Airtel user, can you see there this one? So if you're an Airtel user, if you're using any Airtel app, you can see there. Airtel is having around 9 trackers are there, and what they are doing, they are tracking all your activities. They are tracking about your applications. They are tracking about your analytics. It's tracking you. We can say they are also tracking you about your locations. Okay, the Firebase has also been tracked. All these things are been tracked. And basically, you can see that if you are using that app now, we required around 34 permissions. They required your location. They required your, we can say, find location. Your network state is also required. Your Wi-Fi state is also required. Your call phone is also required. They also required your to access to your camera. They also required your Wi-Fi state. All these things are required. You see there. And that's why I told you, sir, ma'am, nothing is free in this cyberspace. Whatever we use, whatever we do on the internet now, all are being tracked. All are, we can say, being in use, or we can say misused by the major tech companies. Your SMS can be read it. Your phone calls can be recorded. All your things or your files can also be, you can say, being copied. And in the manner, the attacker, the fraudster, they commit the fraud. They use the similar methods. They use, and I told you, na, the major root cause is what is your data, is your footprint. So whenever we access to internet or whenever you go to internet now, please make sure to follow all the cyber hygiene policies. Make sure to follow all the cyber hygiene policies. Make sure whatever you share on the internet, you should not share anything which is, you can say, if you want to share your personal photographs, please make sure to whom you are sharing. Always check the settings in your mobile phone, the settings regarding privacy or security. Just check that one and then try to share all these things. Share with your friends only, because we will never know that particular these things can be misused by the any fraudster or any criminal. Okay, so in this manner, you can see there, if you want to perform the also regarding, you can say, the audit, you may use the same tool for performing your, you can say, the system audit, and also for your mobile applications audit. Clear? So coming back on my PPT, yeah, this one. So now coming on the laws, the regulations there. Okay, so we can say multiple regulations are there all over the world. You can see there, or we can say the major, you can say the states, or we can say the countries are having the law. Now they are well prepared against all these activities. US is having their own law. CCPA is there. In Europe, they are having a GDPR. In China, they are having their own act. In, you can say, Brazil, they're having own act. So all these companies now, or we can say all these countries now they know very well that we need a strict regulation on this kind of activities. Our data should be controlled. The companies or tech giants should not misuse our data. So that's why the countries are coming with the strict regulations. They are coming with the, we can say, kind of law. Okay, you can see the I have compiled the list there. One list is there. A compiled list is there. You can see there that each country has its own law. Argentina is having its own law regarding privacy. Australia is having own law. They have their own privacy act. Brazil is having its own law. Canada, China, Colombia. You can see there. All the, we can say, the major countries are there. The France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, and India. In India, we are having this personal data protection bill. Although this bill is not been passed, although we are still awaiting for this kind of, you can say, the regulation. Yeah, but bill is passed in the parliament. Is there in the parliament? Sorry. Indonesia, Israel. You can say all the major countries now they are having this kind of law. You can see there. Japan is also having its own law. Malaysia is also having its own law. Mexico is also having. New Zealand, Philippines. So all these countries now they are having a law on this kind of personal data. All they are having this kind of privacy, or you can say the protection laws are there. So majorly, basically, one law is there known as a GDPR. Basically, it stands for General Data Protection Regulation. The law passed in Europe, basically on 25th of May 2018, when law was passed in Europe in all the 28 or 29 states of Europe, and that law is known as GDPR. So as per the GDPR, if any company is being registered in Europe, or if they are working in Europe, they should disclose that what data they are collecting about the user, what kind of data they are collecting, how they are collecting this data, how they are using this data. The company must hire the DPO and DCO. Two posts are there. The one post is known as DPO, which stands for Data Protection Officer, and second post is known as DCO, Data Control Officer. Means the company must disclose about the kind of policy which companies are making. how they protect our data, how they control our data. That's why, as per the GDPR, so if you're looking for any compliance in this GDPR, you can say, you may just refer about this DPO and DCO. So DPO and DCO, we can say, are required in this GDPR. And suppose if any kind of breach occur, if any kind of data breach occur, the company must report the breach within 3 days, within 72 hours. Otherwise, they should pay a penalty of 4% of their revenue. कोई भी अगर डेटा ब्रीच होता है तो कंपनी को 3 दिन के अंदर जो है इन्फॉर्म करना है कि हमारे कंपनी में ये डेटा ब्रीच हुआ है. अगर कंपनी उस ब्रीच को रिपोर्ट नहीं करेगी तो उसको पेनल्टी इम्पोज होगी 4%. So that's why this you can say the countries are coming with the strict regulations because they know it very well that this major companies what they're doing, they are making a more monopoly based system. That's why the GDPR, the CCPA, and all this compliance, all these things are there. What's the main goal behind all these things? To protect our data. So data protection is the important aspect. Then CCPA is also there. Basically, it's in California. Then HIPAA is there for the healthcare security. Then SOX is also there. So if you're an IT auditor, if you're a system auditor, what you can do? You may plan for this kind of, you can say, the compliance also. You may plan for this HIPAA compliance. You plan for this GDPR. You may go for this SOX compliance. All these things are there because believe me, trust me, sir, ma'am. In just within the next 4 to 5 years, you can see that data is going to play an important role, and data safety is important aspect. Clear? So that's why all these you can say privacy laws are there. And if you talk about the India, in India, what we are having? We are having this Personal Data Protection Bill, the PDPB. It stands for PDPB. You can say it's a Personal Data Protection Bill. It's there in India. Basically, as per the PDP, although this bill was, you can say, the proposed by JPC committee, the Joint Parliamentary Committee, and the main focus is all about the data localization. The main focus, or you can say the main goal, is all about the data localization. That if any company is doing business in India, so all the data should reside in India itself. If any company who is having a user base around, I think it's more than 50 lakh user base. So if any company which is doing business in India, and if they are having a user base more than 50 lakh users, so they should not, you can say, they should tell that government of India that how they are controlling this data, and all the data of Indian, you can say, user should reside in India. The company must prepare the data center in India itself. कंपनी को अपना डेटा सेंटर जो है इंडिया में बनाना पड़ेगा और जितना भी जो पर्सनल डेटा है इंडियंस का वो इंडिया में ही रहेगा. So now government of India is also coming with a strict regulation. They are having this kind of protection bill. So as per this bill, the companies should reside a data center in India itself. They should not lease data outside India. Although now so many issues are there with this bill also, but yeah, Indian government is working hard on this kind of data protection bill. And the main focus is what? It's all about national security. It's all about the user privacy and building a domestic data economy because they know that how these companies, how they are playing with our data. That's why the Indian government is planning for this kind of, we can say, this bill. So I have told you that not only GDPR, CCPA, they're also having this, we can say, the proposed data protection bill is there. So we can expect that within 1 or 2 years, this bill is going to implement in India also, and our data will reside in India, in the Indian boundary. All the multiple things are there as per this protection bill. You can see data can be proceed or shared by any entity only after their consent. Safeguards should be there. All data should be categorized under these kind of heads. Government will have the power to obtain any user non-personal data from any company. All these things are there. So we can expect this bill within 6 months or within a year that this bill is going to pass, implemented in India also, and our data will be protected. But the major issue is there. You'll see there what these companies are doing. Huh? Just refer the news there. Although it's in Hindi, from 11th of May, you can see there that now the companies are opposing the Indian government on this kind of, you can say, bill. They are opposing the government, you can say, the regulations what the government is planning to for this kind of activity. They are opposing the government of India. Why? Because it might, because after this bill, na, they are in trouble. because I shown you na in the previous slides na that majorly basically what they do, they sell our data. So it will directly impact on their margins. Their profits are going to reduce. उनका मार्जिन कम हो जाएगा, प्रॉफिट्स कम हो जाएंगे, जो सेल्स है वो कम हो जाएगी. Why? Because after this bill is going to create, we can say, kind of data protection in India. That's why. So that's why all these major companies, what they're doing, they are opposing the Indian government on this kind of, we can say, front. Clear? You can see the news is also there. The tech companies, the clash over the censorship, the privacy, and you can say, so basically, from whom we need to protect our data. So ultimately, from whom we need to protect our data. So basically, we need to protect our data against the ad agencies. We need to protect our data against all the, you can say, hackers or criminals. We need to protect our data against the major companies, our competitors, our this fraudsters, and everyone else. Because we have seen that data is new oil. All these things now which we see now, it's all about data. That's why our data should be protected. So how to protect this data? Now the question comes, how to protect our footprints, how to protect our data, how to keep our footprint secure. The main question comes, how to secure our footprints, how to secure, we can say, our this data, how to control our data. So you can say multiple steps are there. Okay, just check this step there. The first step is what? Be kind, be helpful, and understanding. So before just posting anything on the social media, please make sure whatever you post, it should be not, you can say, just check the post, whatever you are sharing. It should be in kindness or helpful or understanding should be there. Always use your settings, because all the major companies now, they are having this kind of, you can say, settings of privacy or security. Just check the settings there, and then keep a list of all your accounts. Keep the list of all your accounts, whatever you have, just keep a list of all the accounts there. Okay, always maintain a password keeper. Some tools are there, and these tools are known as password manager. So if you want to maintain, you may use this password manager for managing your passwords. Okay, so make sure to use all these password managers. You may also use this two-step system for authentication. You may also go for this one, two-step authentication mechanism. So you may also use this system for checking the privacy. Okay, and you may also Google yourself that whatever you are find, just remove this data, and always just check your accounts there. Whatever you are sharing, just monitor your accounts there. Clear? And just check the terms and condition. Whatever terms are there, just read the terms and condition there. And before posting, just read the things there. Just check the content, whatever you are sharing, and then share. And before we can say going for any kind of application, just make sure to read the terms and condition, that what data they need to access from your mobile phone. So please make sure not to use any application which is accessing your financial data. Please make sure not to use any, we can say, the application or app if they are accessing your financial data, or if they are reading your SMS, because nowadays the OTPs can also be bypassed, the SMS can also be bypassed. To please make sure that not to share such kind of things, because a criminal, or we can say, or a hacker or a fraudster, they can also bypass your OTPs, they can also bypass your SMS. So make sure before going for any kind of, we can say, applications, because so many frauds are also committed by using this kind of, we can say, fraud activities are there. So you are also your, you can say, app store. So many fake applications are also there. Apps providing loans, app providing instant loan, providing express services. So please make sure so not to go for this kind of applications. Just check the ratings there, because each app is its own rating on Google. Just check the app rating there, and then go for this kind of, can say, applications. Okay, then whatever you search, just check the content and then search for it, and you can use multiple tools for managing your footprints. Okay, so in this manner you can measure your footprints. Now, coming on the preventive measures, how a person, or we can say, or individual, can prevent, we can say, their footprints. How a person can maintain all this privacy. Because I told you na, that our data is a new oil. So make sure whatever we share on the social media accounts, make sure before going for this one to try to block all these activities. So how you can do? You may use the uBlock origin. So if you want to block your footprints, you may use this uBlock origin. Let me show you. Just a minute. Yeah, this one. What you can do, just write uBlock origin. This one. If you're a Chrome browser user, if you're using Chrome browser, what you can do, just add this extension into your Chrome browser. Let me just copy and paste. Yeah, this one. Just add this section into your Chrome browser, and then what it will do, it will block all your trackers. The name itself, uBlock origin, means what? It is going to block all your trackers. So I shown you now that multiple trackers are tracking us. You can see this one. Huh? All these trackers, what they are doing, they are tracking your activities. Okay, so just add this extension to your Chrome browser, and then basically it will block all the trackers there. Just add this extension to your Chrome browser, and then it's going to block all your trackers which are trying to track you. So in this manner, we can minimize our footprint. In this manner, we can control our footprint. In this manner, we can control our footprint sharing on the online platform. Clear? So you may use this uBlock origin, and then you may share your content there. Okay, and there is one more thing there. If you want to go for, you may go for the Brave browser. Okay, let me show you my screen. Yeah, it's also there. So if you want to go for it, you may go for this Brave also. The name of browser is Brave browser. Brave browser. This one. Yeah, this one, Brave browser. You'll see on my also my screen. So right now I'm using this Brave browser. The Brave basically now it's a browser based on the, we can say, the blockchain technology. Basically, it is a browser based on the blockchain technology. So you may use this Brave browser also, and you can see there that till date it has blocked more than 50,000 trackers and ads are being blocked. So in my machine, in my laptop, till date it has blocked more than we can say 50,000 trackers and ads. Because these trackers now what they are doing, they are tracking all your activities. So they also consume some bandwidth. They also consume some bandwidth. So your bandwidth is also going to save. Okay, so Brave browser is a good browser. You may use this browser, and then you can save your bandwidth because these trackers are tracking you. So you can say it also requires some time. So basically, this browser is also going to save your time also. So you may use this browser just to, you can say, block all the trackers, just to block all the ads. So it is going to block all the tracks, although you can say the trackers plus all the ads, plus also going to save your bandwidth also. Okay, and your time will also be saved. So in this manner, you may use you can say this tool also just to block all the activities. So sir, ma'am, we can say the privacy can be achieved, or we can say the footprints can be minimized. So in this manner, we can block all these third-party companies, or we can say the third-party APIs they are trying to track you. The trackers can be blocked by using the same tool I have shown you, by this uBlock origin, or if you want to go for this one, you may go for this one, the Brave browser. So automatically it's going to save all your, we can say, the bandwidth plus your time also be saved. Clear? So we can block the, we can say, the trackers by using this uBlock origin, or we can say by using this Brave browser. Clear? Or if you want, you can also go for privacy backers also there. So many privacy backers are there. You may also use the privacy backers. So nowadays, so many privacy backers are there. Just go for any one of them. Then comes the VPN. So basically, what is VPN? So it stands for Virtual Private Network. So you may also use the VPN software if you are doing any kind of, you can say, transactions. Now what you can do, you may also go for the VPN softwares. So many softwares are there. Just go for any kind of VPN software. Proton VPN is there, Nord VPN is there, multiple VPN softwares are there. Just go for you can say any kind of VPN software. So what is VPN? It's a virtual private network. So all your data will be, you can say, will be browsed virtually, private mode, and whatever you are communicating now, it will be in secure mode. So you can achieve your privacy also by this, we can say, kind of tool known as VPN. And there is one more thing. Suppose if you are a VPN user, Suppose if you are a VPN user, or if you are using that VPN software now, what you can do, if you want to check your VPN service, you may also perform the VPN leak test. Okay, so what you can do, just open your VPN service there. Just open your VPN service there. Whatever VPN software you are using, if you are having any VPN software, just open your VPN software there, and then perform this VPN leak test. Just perform this VPN leak test. So how to perform it? You may just open the same website as still VPN, and just connect your machine, and then just open the same website. So what is the process? Just connect your machine with your VPN software, then open this website known as VPN leak test, and then perform the run test. So right now I don't have any VPN, so that's why it is not showing me on my machine. But if you're having any VPN, just perform the same operation there, and you can test your VPN also. You can test your VPN also. Clear? So in this manner, you can also perform your VPN leak test. So many tests are there. If you want to test your, we can say, your browser, or if you want to check your VPN software. So for browser, you may go for a browser leak test. So for browser, you may go for browser leak test. Okay, so आपको अगर टेस्ट करना हो आपका ब्राउजर कि क्या वो कोई लीक कर रहा है इन्फॉर्मेशन, तो व्हाट यू कैन डू, यू मे गो फॉर दिस ब्राउजर लीक टेस्ट. Okay, so basically the same process there. What they will do, they just try to test your browser. They will check all the trackers in your browser, they will test all the activities in your browser, and then they will test it. So browser leak test can also be done to check your browser information, that either they are leaking any data or not. So for browser, you may go for this browser leak test, or we can say for that VPN, you may go for VPN leak test. And suppose if you want to check about the uniqueness about your that machine, so you may go for miunique.org. Okay, so you may go for that miunique.org. Let me just type this also. So you may go for this also. You want to check your uniqueness on your machine. Okay, so yeah, this one. Yeah, let me close this windows there. Yeah, this one, miunique.org. You can see there. So yeah, you can see there. Can you see this one? So they will show you about the uniqueness about your browser. So right now you can see that you are unique among all these fingerprints in your entire data sets. So in this manner, you can also test your, we can say, the also your browser, that either your browsers are there or not, or if they are looking in data or not. So we can say the uniqueness of your browser can also be tested. Okay, by the same, we can say the tactic or technique. Clear? So for a browser, you may go for the browser leak test, or for uniqueness of your browser, you may go for this miunique.org. In this manner, we can perform searching system. Okay. And suppose if you want to search any content on the social media platforms, you may go for the this DuckDuckGo. This is a good tool for the privacy purpose. You may go for this kind of tool known as DuckDuckGo for searching this kind of data. Okay, so for searching, you may use this DuckDuckGo. Okay, let me use this one .com. Okay, so for your mobile phones, if you may also go for this kind of tool just to track and to search any content. Okay, so you may just use this same tool, and this same tool, you can see, is used for the blocking all your trackers. It can be used for purpose of encryption, plus it can also use for the searching of content. In this manner, you may search your content in this DuckDuckGo. So although multiple tools are there, and believe me, trust me, so many websites are there, so many applications are there. So we need to be aware before sharing all this content, because we can say now that the major thing is what, that data is new oil. We discussed multiple times also in previous slides also, that data is new oil. So that's why we need to preserve our data. We should make sure that what we are sharing, to whom we are sharing, for what purpose we are sharing, because we ever don't know that that particular data it can also be misused by the criminals. It can be misused by the hackers also. So that's why please make sure whatever you post, whatever you share on social media platform, always check the privacy settings there. Okay, and one more thing, if you are having the data at your office now, what you can do, I told you now, first of all, just follow the same process there. Just open your browser there, and then type this me.shodan.io. And if you are getting any open port, you can see in my case right now, I'm getting open port. This one is my open port in my machine. So if you are getting any open port now, just make sure the port is what purpose the port is being used, and just contact your ISP. Tell them to close that open port. Just contact your ISP there and tell him to close that open port if it is of no use. Because basically now, what all these fraudster, all the criminals do, they just perform this kind of operation on your data. So please make sure to check your open ports. And if you found that so many ports are open in your machine, in your network, tell your ISP to close all the unnecessary ports. Because usually all the criminals, all the fraudster, what they do, they target your open ports there. So how to check this one? Just type this me.shodan.io, the best tool there, and you can test your open ports. Okay, just write this one me.shodan.io in your web browser, and you can test it one. So you may use the same practice also at your client office, plus also at your own office, and also at your own home. Just connect your machine with your Wi-Fi network, and then just do the same operation there. And you may test your network either it is having open port or not. So in this manner, na, you may close all the, we can say, unnecessary ports or open ports, whatever if they are having in your machine. Clear? So you may perform the same operation and you may do the same thing and all. Then comes, we can say, about the tools for encryption. So many tools are there for, we can say, encryption. You may go for BitLocker, or you may go for TrueCrypt, or multiple things are there. If you want to go for kind of tool for encryption, you may go for this TrueCrypt, or you may go for this BitLocker. So please encrypt your data, because we don't know about the data, that our data can, you can say, it can be misused by the, you can say, criminal, or by, you can say, any kind of hacker. Okay, so for encryption you may go for this VeraCrypt, this one in open source. Okay, or you may go for this BitLocker. Clear? So please make sure to encrypt all your data. Please make sure to encrypt all your data. You may use this BitLocker, or you may use this VeraCrypt kind of services there, and you can encrypt all your data, because VeraCrypt is a good tool. You can just download this one from the same website, or you may go for this BitLocker. Clear? So this can also be used, you can say. And then always make sure to remove this exif data from images, because whenever you post on the online platforms now, it having multiple data sets are there. So please make sure to remove all this metadata. So some tools are there, and these tools are known as, you can say, the exif remover. Let me show you the exif data viewer. You can just go for this one. So just make sure to remove all this exif data from your machine. Clear? Because whenever you post anything on the online now, it having multiple data. So please make sure to remove all this, you can say, kind of metadata which is there into your particular, you can say, application, or you can say in your data, photo, image data. So just remove that particular data from this remove exif viewer. If you want to view, you may go for exif viewer, and if you want to remove, just use this one. Yeah, this one. View and remove exif online. Because whenever you post anything on the online website now, all the photos, all the pictures now, they are having your personal details, your camera, your model number, your camera device number, your system information, all these things are there. So please make sure to remove all this exif data online. Please make sure to remove all your exif data. What you can do, you must just open the same website known as veryexif.com, and then you can remove all this data there. So in this manner, sir, ma'am, we can achieve, we can say, we can say achieve on privacy up to a limit. And I told you, for encryption, you may go for this TrueCrypt, or you may go for this kind of, you can say, VeraCrypt tool, and you may use the same tools for encrypting all the data, because we don't know that these tools can also be, we can say, that we can say the data can be misused. Okay, so please make sure to encrypt all your data. So you may go for this, we can say, this TrueCrypt. You may go for this BitLocker, or you may go for this, you can say, the VeraCrypt. These tools are, we can say, are the good tools for encrypting all your data. So in this manner, now, sir, ma'am, we can say we can achieve a privacy up to a limit. If you are using this uBlock origin, it will block all the trackers. Privacy backers will be going to block all the trackers, the third-party APIs. The VPN softwares are going to play important role. So you may also go for VPN software. And if you want to test your VPN software, what you can do, just perform the VPN leak test. Just go on Google, just type VPN leak test and test your VPN. So if you're using any VPN software, just test the VPN software there. If you're your browser, any other browser, what you can do, just go for browser leak test. Just write browser leak test and test your browser. And you can also go for myunique.org, the same tool, to check your, you can see your settings there. For searching, you will go for DuckDuckGo or you will go for this Brave search engine. Okay. The best thing what you can do, you can also go for the Brave browser, because Brave browser is based on the blockchain technology. So it is going to block all the trackers, block all you can say trackers, ads. It is going to save your bandwidth. It will save your, you can say people, you can say ads, and also your time. Plus,
Uh, I think Pranay sir, you have been disconnected. Please.
am I audible, sir?
Yes,
Am I
you are
audible?
audible, but we can't see the screen.
It is there, sir.
Now we can't still see you, Pranay sir.
I think some network issues there. I think, sir. Hello,
Yeah.
sir, is it visible?
No, sir, you are still not visible, sir. But we can. You are audible, but you are not visible.
Hello, sir. Is it there?
No, sir, it is not still visible. Ayaz, if you can please do something here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, sir. Yeah, is it there, sir? Is it okay, sir?
No, sir. We are still not able to see you, sir. Neither the screen is visible.
I think certainly, just let me show you again, sir. I think, sir, I don't know actually all is good from my side. I don't know the main root cause.
Pranay, sir, can you please try logging off and connecting it again? Yeah. Mr. Pranay is not able to join us because of some network issues. So let's now jump on to second technical session directly. Sachin Dedia sir is with us today for second technical session. So I'd like to give a brief introduction of him. He is an independent cybercrime investigator and is certified ethical hacker. He has been actively assisting various departments of Government of India with regards to cybercrime related queries. For over 12 years now, he has been actively conducting seminars and workshops for various organizations. He also had the privilege to conduct seminar at Governor's Office at Mumbai. He has conducted over 500 seminars and workshops across India and has enlightened over 75,000 participants. We welcome you, sir, and I request you to please enlighten us as well.
Thank you, Kunal sir. Actually, Sachin sir won't be able to join us due to some traveling issues. He is in transit from Bangalore to Mumbai. So the second part I will be continuing on behalf of him.
Okay.
Myself CA Akhil Pachori sir. I'm from Jaipur, Rajasthan, and I'm long associated with Sachin sir also, and I'm a part of his system audit and IT audit team also. So I think Pranay sir is live with us now. If he can finish his presentation, I would be happy to continue after that, sir. Pranay sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think I don't know, some issue was there and network issue was there. So sorry for that one. So in this manner, you can just achieve your privacy, you can say up to the limit, and we can sustain this one. Okay. So, but still we can say that it's a myth, it's a big myth is there, and privacy is a big myth. So, so what next? So what next after this one? So as told by Bhagwan Shri Krishna that we can say the change is rule of nature. Okay. So संसार का नियम है परिवर्तन. So after this we can say that the things are going to change, and now we are moving to the Web 3.0. So in future we can see that for this privacy and for all this kind of activities, we are going to see that Web 3.0 is going to play an important role. So basically it's all about the blockchain technology. So for privacy, the blockchain ecosystem will be there, and basically we can see that multiple projects are coming in this blockchain ecosystem, and it's for decentralized. We can say the system is there, where we can say the finance is also being changing, and multiple things are changing. And basically what they are doing, they are trying to build an ecosystem which will be a private, which will be a decentralized, and more secure. The main goal is all about the privacy, the user privacy, because you can say the blockchain is all about, we can say, the privacy, and the public blockchains is all about the security. So we can say then Web 3.0, the decentralized networks, things are going to change. So the monopoly of all these tech giants are going to change in this blockchain ecosystem. So we can say in future, just we can say the next 1 or 2 years or 3 years, or we can say 5 years, the time era, you can see that user-centric systems are going to develop, and they are going to replace, we can say, the existing system or existing web. So in this manner, we can say the privacy can be achieved up to the limit. So thank you all. Thank you for listening me, and sorry for that particular issue, network issue. I think some trouble was there from my that network end. That's why some issue was there. So please let me know if you have any questions or any query. And thank you, sir, for just inviting me and giving me this wonderful opportunity to present in front of all this, you can say, this persons. So thank you, sir. Thank you. So if you have any questions, you can just post your questions there.
Yeah,
And
Pranav sir, we are having some questions by some of our participants
Yeah.
that I would like to bring up to you.
Please show
Uh,
just.
the first question that we are taking up is from is by CA Varsha Godbole. She is from Mumbai, and
Yeah.
she is asking, how can one block other websites from tracking your online behavior? Like, is there
Okay.
any way to block the websites?
Yeah. So basically now for that websites, now what you can do now, suppose if you're accessing website using your, you can say, browser. So what you can do, I told you now, you may go for this uBlock origin. So it is going to block all the trackers. It is going to block all the trackers. So whatever you are accessing online now, it is going to block all the trackers. So no third parties are going to track you. So just go for this one. Just add this extension into your browser. The name of extension is what? You may go for this uBlock origin. Okay, so in this manner, you can block all the trackers there. And what you can do for your mobile phone, you may go for that one firewall is there for mobile phone. Just go for that firewall. So for in your mobile phone, you may just download the firewall there. The name of firewall is known as NetGuard No Root Firewall. The name of firewall is there, NetGuard No Root Firewall. So you can block that particular applications which are trying to access in your mobile phone. So for mobile phone, you may go for this NetGuard No Root Firewall, and for your desktop or laptop, you may go for this uBlock Origin. In this manner, the third-party APIs are not going to track you, and you can achieve your privacy there. Yes, sir. Next question.
Yeah, thank you, sir. The second question is from Jerome. He is from Chennai, and he is asking how to prevent collection of data from our laptop and desktop. Do we have any tools to prevent it?
Sir, basically for laptop and desktops now, sir, because they are, you can say the multiple scripts are there, or you can say multiple spywares are also there. So it's quite tough to control all these things, all these activities. But what you can do, sir, you may just encrypt your data, sir. You may go for data tools for encryption, sir. Just encrypt your data, sir. Make sure whatever data you are having in your laptop now, try to encrypt all the data, sir. And please check your that remote access. Try to avoid using that any kind of applications are there. So many apps are there which need remote access. So please try to avoid using that applications, that AnyDesk, TeamViewer, because they give remote access to your laptops. So try to block all these applications. Okay, so you may just encrypt your data, sir, because we can't able to block all these trackers from laptop and the Wi-Fi because they are highly encrypted and they are highly embedded in our machines, sir. Okay, so it's quite tough to block all these trackers, but we can control it. We can control this kind of tracking activities. So you can just encrypt your data. You may use this BitLocker, that TrueCrypt I shown you now, tools for data encryption. Just go for it, sir, and you may encrypt your data, sir, because it's quite tough and you can say impossible to block the trackers from this laptop. And what you can do, just put this particular, we can say the tape on your camera in this manner. So because privacy, you can say it can be achieved only by, you can say, this hygiene policy. Otherwise it's quite impossible. We ever know that how, from where they are tracking us. From Wi-Fi's we are tracked, from smart TVs we are being tracked, from laptops we are being tracked. We don't know, sir. So we can only minimize this kind of thing.
Thank you, sir. The last question that we'll be taking today, because of the shortage of time, is it is by Saurabh Garg. He is from Agra, and he is saying, by listening you, even internet usage is dangerous. How can we secure ourselves from using internet while using internet?
Sir, basically, just go on Google, sir, and just search for simple cyber hygiene policies, sir. Just simple search for cyber hygiene policy. Because, sir, what we can do, sir, we can just minimize the impact, sir. Usually, sir, all these attackers and the criminals, what they required, sir, they required our data. So just follow the basic cyber, we can say the defense practices, sir, and you can prevent your data against all these kind of hacks, or we can say the trouble, sir. Just follow the basic cyber hygiene practices, sir. Just search on Google, you will find multiple things are there regarding cyber hygiene or regarding cyber security. So just try to make sure to use all these things, okay? Because if you're using laptops, make sure to put this tape on your particular, we can say the camera, laptop camera. If you're using a Wi-Fi, make sure how many devices are being connected on your Wi-Fi devices. One more thing. For Wi-Fi, sir, you may go for that one app is there known as a Fing, F-I-N-G Fing. If you want to check your Wi-Fi now, that how many devices are being connected using your Wi-Fi. So just use this app known as Fing, F-I-N-G Fing, and you may check all your devices which are being used on your network. Okay, so you may follow this simple, sir. You say the best practices are there, sir, for cyber security, and you may follow all these best practices, and you can prevent against this kind of, we can say, threats and attacks. And just follow all these things in the, we can say, and you can achieve your privacy also.
Thank you, Pranay sir, for the wonderful session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Really informative, and we will be making sure that to some extent we are not the products of this thing. So thanks for all the knowledge, and we are not taking further questions because we have limited time. And as such, Akhil sir has also joined for the second technical session. So I'll be requesting him to directly starting with his session, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pranay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Akhil sir, please, can we directly start with the session, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So first of all, I would like to thank Pranay sir for such a wonderful session, what he's delivered. Even I also learned a few things, and it was really knowledgeable for both of us. And without wasting further time, I would like to share my screen now. Yeah. I think my screen is visible, sir. Please confirm kindly.
Yeah, sir, it is visible.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So, sir, as we have already mentioned that there are a lot of tracking going on internet and everything. Even I have heard of this incident that there was a marriage proposal going on between two families, and there is a function called as Roka or Dastur in North India. I don't know about South. In which what they say is they do give some sort of gifts and something like that. So it's and the marriage is after 3 or 4 months later on after that. So what they did is they gave that boy, the bride, sorry, the groom, a mobile phone, new iPhone, and he told that, sir, please, please do use this for any future purposes, and we have gifted it to you, so please use. So after a month or so, what they notice is, sir, we won't be able to do this, go ahead with this marriage proposal. The reason being, sir, they actually were tracking their groom's activity, and what they notice or what they were finding out about that boy, we will just have a look at also. If we just click, this is a Flexi Spicer software. I would say if we go to pricing also, it is quite cheap compared to the loss and return on this investment. So it is quite cheap, I consider it. So if we just click on this iPhone, what features is it going to give us? Yeah. Yes, let's see, sir. There are 3 plans: Extreme, Premium, and Light. Correct. So if we just look at this Extreme, sir, $200 plan. It's for 3 months. Okay. So, and 200 is roughly around 16,000. Okay. So if we look at what this software is directing to that other party is phone call recording, phone call interception. Even we all say, sir, I have an iPhone. iPhone doesn't record any calls. It's just a myth, as Pranay sir rightly pointed out. Privacy is just a myth in case of iPhone for some cases also. And that was of iPhone only. So phone call recording they are giving, FaceTime call recording, spy call, okay, environment recording. I put my phone in here, so it is the voice is nowhere getting. I am thinking that there is no movement or the audio or video is nowhere going. But the environment that I am recording, that is also was intercepted by this software. Facebook call recording, Line, Skype, Viber, WhatsApp call recording. WhatsApp, people think, okay, they cannot record WhatsApp. They can record regular calls also, but this is also possible. Then FaceTime, then I would like to go ahead more. WhatsApp messages, okay, whom you are chatting with, Hangout, Tinder, WeChat, email, everything. You name that and it is being taken care of by this software. Like keylogger also, inbuilt keylogger, what you are typing, that is also being recorded. Audio files, videos, photos, and with environment also there was this feature. I have this phone and I'm using it. I'm surfing my let's say Twitter account, and I'm not using my mobile. The camera, front camera or the back camera, but still I'm using, and they will be able to take the screenshot of my screen, the front camera view and the back camera view. All the views are being taken care by this. So yeah, this all for 3 months, it is quite a good investment. And for my young friends out, who are still single, I would tell them to take care and please don't accept such electronic devices, or better be aware about them. Obviously, there are some techniques to find out whether your phone is being snooped or not. Like we can say, if you see there is an arrow outward going for outgoing call and incoming for, we have an incoming call, incoming arrow. So in case your phone is being intercepted, you will see both the arrows, incoming and outgoing, in the same call, whether it's outgoing or incoming call. So this is one of the basic method how you can identify whether your phone is being snooped or not. So this was really, I mean, this is revolutionary technology, especially for the bright side. And yeah, I think at the starting of the session, CS Nanda sir, our honorable CCMO, he also told that we went to NFSU and there was this big screen where this threat map was shown to us, live attacks were shown to us. So I think this is not just the exact, I would say, but a shorter version of what he might have seen. See, sir, what is this is? This is our country, India. This is Russia, US, Canada, and this is whole Europe. And here it's Australia. This is North Korea, is somewhere here, and this is Brazil, and etc. So, what I wanted to show is that this is not live missiles going on. This is actually cyber attacks that are going on by one country to another, and the color signifies the threat velocity or the intensity of that threat attack. Like, let's see, we say, yeah, this went from here to here, Russia or something, like, I think it is going to England. Yeah. So from US somewhere it is, I mean, a hacker or a government organization also, I mean, it is believed that government organization are also involved in North Korea also. What we call them as a state sponsored hackers, and they are actually targeting Russia. I mean, this Ukraine war is causing a lot of trouble for Russian and US and Ukraine everywhere, because if you see, this US is very active, the Russia is also very active, then China, India is also active. But if you see this whole Africa, it is, I mean, it's very dull. No, nothing is coming in or nothing is coming out of this. So the reason being, if somebody can tell me, I think it's a normal live video, so they won't be able. Actually, the reason is in India also it used to be somewhat like this only. But after this blue resolution and all, what has happened is this 5G and 4G networking, now hackers are targeting, and India hackers are also being employed so that they can target other countries also. But in Africa, the infrastructure of internet is not such strong that they would go for that. Only 2-3 countries, like this is South Africa, and I don't know which country is this. These two countries only are active because they have the better infrastructure in their country. So this is what a short glimpse of what he must have seen, just a normal thing. Now, as we have already discussed many things regarding data leaks, like how it happens and how we can prevent our data. I have been warned, that site has already been told by sir. But I mean, if this session gives me the courtesy to go and show you how a data leak looks like, I would like to show people how it looks like. Like there was a data leak in Domino's, Upstocks. I mean, I have only this 3 data I was able to take for your sampling. And if we just look at this, I will just open this Firefox, this Upstock data. Yeah. So what data you think, I mean, it should have leaked out in the public? I mean, name, mobile, email, okay, everything like that. But what I will do is, I will just Control F and I will just search for Mumbai for once. Yeah, there is some person in Bandra East, this Bandra Kurla, this whole address of that person is available. Was it? Yeah. Vikroli. This address is available for that person. Okay. ICICI Bank Limited. If you can see here. ICICI Bank. Branch is also there. Which branch? IFSC is also there. Now, okay, branch is there, everything is there. What else is there? I will search for PAN. Okay. Let me search by B. I know it's quite impossible to find a PAN, but let's see. Like this one, this person is of Haryana, and branch also we have. Yeah, now it's okay. Email ID, his name, Indian, mobile number. Now there is no such differentiation of like male or female in this. Everyone has their data leaked. If you were on Upstock for a particular data, if you had that account on a particular data leak time, referral email, everything like that. Yeah, I saw PAN also. I'm not able to find it out again now. Yeah. So if you just see that, you might be thinking that PAN is a secure, identification. Okay, Aadhaar. Everyone thinks that Aadhaar is okay. Everyone is having. I mean, almost everywhere we are giving it as an ID proof. But PAN, nobody gives easily just because it is having some financial data affected with you. Now, just think, sir, if this is okay, these are, I mean, my data is okay. I have a portfolio of 3, 4, 5, 10 lakhs, depending on my capacity. But what if the portfolio or data of some big corporate clients are leaving, like Upstock? Mr. Ambani's might also be having, Mr. Adani's might also be having their data on Upstocks maybe. So it all depends the value of data of whom is more and whom is less. I consider my data as valuable as their data also. So this is a glimpse of what happened in Upstock data leak. Okay. Now, if you can recall, there was a Domino's data leak also. As I think Pranay also mentioned that hackers actually what they do is they analyze. The first step obviously is recon. Reconnaissance means gathering information from various sources, be it social media, be it open source, be it Shodan.io, whatever it is. But open source data, what they say more about is like, let's say I'm a frequent Twitter user, not a Facebook user. So I just post on Twitter, had a lunch on so-and-so cafe with so-and-so. And if I'm posting this message for, let's say, 3 times a week, and I mean, on a particular time period frame, let's say 8 to 9, I'm posting it. So they are actually analyzing, the whole world is knowing that I'm going to 8 to 9 on so-and-so cafe almost 2, 3 times a week. So what they can do is they will, I mean, I'm just telling how this hacking and all works because I am a certified ethical hacker also. So what they do is they move to their proximity, and obviously we all know that there is a free Wi-Fi concept in all the restaurants and all hotels. So obviously they are secure, but most of them are less secure than our computers or internal networks. So they will also join the same network, and you might also be joining the same network. What happens is now you both are at the same network under the same router or the access point. So now communication has been set up. What he has to do is find out your IP address, internal IP address. Correct? Internal IP address, they will find it out. Now they will find it out which port is open. Like there are 65536 ports in a computer, be it a laptop, be it a iPad, be it a mobile device. There are 65,536 ports, out of which They just need a few open ports so that they can enter into your mobile or a laptop or your XYZ system. Now, let's say I enter into your system also. Now what? Now what they say is, I just have to find a vulnerability in any of the application you download. Now I see people, I find many people downloading n number of applications which are of no use. I mean, I don't know whether it's true or not, but I have seen in Samsung and a few other mobile phones also, there is one or two apps which gets on downloading automatically if you don't allow them to. They gets downloaded, like one of them is Moj. They get downloaded automatically. If you see these senior citizen and your mom, dad, grandfather's mobile phone, if that is Samsung, you might see they they must have not opened Moj only, but there is an app which is being downloaded just by default by Samsung. Now, if the app in your phone is of no user, I just say after the end of this session, 9 o'clock, you just go to your laptop control panel. Like, let's say I go to your control panel. Correct. Now there is an uninstall app. Okay. Now, see, there are around 50 applications that are being downloaded, and 25, I think it is okay for anyone to have. Now, let's say 7-zip, it's an open source, alternative to WinZip and WinRAR. So, okay, Angry IP Scanner I have, Lua, okay, Bella. Okay, so just I have to see which of this application is of no use to me. Like, let's say I have this WinSite. I actually took it for a demo, so I will just install it. So I say that you can install all those apps which are of no use in your control panel and even in your mobile also. This is a quick, it's a general hack that anyone can use. This was also a good thing. Now, penalty. Sir, Pranay sir, as Pranay sir told, PDPB Act, and Daya sir also in the beginning told that if there is a data leak of, let's say, Mr. Ambani or Mr. Adani out of his or her chartered accountant's office, who is to be blamed for that leak? It's going to be an insider information for the whole world if that gets out, because no one gets early access to financial other than the chartered accountants getting it finalized. So if that is getting leaked, it is going to create a havoc and a great loss of reputation also to the whole industrialist group, whatever they are. Now, under the PDPB Act, under the PDPB bill, which is under JPC is yet to report to Lok Sabha. It is yet to give its report to Lok Sabha. After that, only they will table the bill, and then afterwards it will become a bill. So, if we look at the current provisions, whatever in this PDPB bill that was introduced in 19, many people say that there would be an audit of chartered accountants also, as they are the data fiduciary for their clients. If I am not wrong, each and every chartered accountant in India is having at least 15, 20, 50, 100 digital signatures with them. Correct. Now, if there is any misuse of that digital signature, either by your staff, your article, anyone, that is going to be a problem for you. And whether the security controls or the data leak prevention controls are being implemented by your organization on them, internally, like I will show you a few sensitive controls, how to hide your sensitive files also. If there is no control, then it's going to be a problem and the penalties are going to be huge in this case. So chartered accountants would be audited in this PDPB Act, or I would rather say whoever is holding a data fiduciary. I count in this the doctors, regular clinics, labs for testing, what we give them, testing labs, hospitals, nursing homes. These all are having so much of data, I would say, that health data is a major issue. Like, let's say I was just surfing 3 or 4 months back. There was some, I won't name it, but there was some bariatric surgery hospital in one of the state, and what I found there was an Excel sheet. An Excel sheet, what it contained was there was name, age, Aadhaar number, PAN, his weight, age, height, any other any other problems with the patient, like diabetes, liver problem, kidney problem, anything like that. So I am having that data. If let's say someone is having a pacemaker in his heart, actually sir, pacemaker is a remotely controlled. It also has a semiconductor chip also. It can be remotely controlled also. So if somebody is having a pacemaker, it's a bit difficult, but I can go into his pacemaker control panel and increase the heart rate, and they reduce the heart rate. So this is the biggest threat to his life if that information is available to him. So, sir, PDPP is going to, obviously on GDPR lines it is being developed, and it's going to be a problem for, or some people may say that it may be an opportunity for chartered accountants also. As myself, I am also a chartered accountant. I would say that I've been in this field of IT audit, privacy, and forensics for almost 4 or 5 years. So if you are considering it as an opportunity, it's a very good thing. If you are considering it as a threat, then it's up to you what you think of it as. Yeah. So moving ahead, this was FlexiSpy. Okay, this was also, yeah. If you want to know what are the different regulation, as sir has already told, it's nice at a one place only he has told. But there is this eyesight.com, where each and every country you can go and find what regulation is applicable. Like in France, they are in Europe, so it might be GDPR. Yeah, GDPR it is. So GDPR, Germany also GDPR must be there. Plus, if there is any specific country specific, that law you can also. GDPR, sir, this is generating a lot of, opportunities for Indian chartered accountants as well, because what GDPR says is, if any European citizen has any data anywhere in the world, any Europe citizen, like if you are running a small e-commerce site also, and you have, let's say, 500 or 1000 users active, and if one of them is a European Union resident, then GDPR is applicable to them, and the penalty for not complying in GDPR, as sir has already told, is 4% of the global turnover. So the penalties are high. So I would suggest it's better if you see. But again, sir, people say, sir, itne se chote se ke liye, why would I go for GDPR compliance? I also say them, sir, they will go for those entities having lots of European citizens rather than coming to you also first, because they would focus on them only first. So yeah, it's actually, practically speaking, this is happening. Yeah. Now, yeah, for privacy also, sir, there, if you must have gone to any site, like let's say Amazon. Okay, now I've gone to Amazon. Now there comes the option of sign in. Correct. Now there are options like new to Amazon or something like that. Okay. You must have seen that there is an option of, like, let's say, credit. If you go to sign up, there is an option.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Continue, Guru.
Yeah, Sachin sir, you want to add on to something, sir?
हाँ,
सर बट आपका आवाज
नहीं अखिल जी
clear नहीं
कंटिन्यू,
है, सर।
मैं खाली चेक कर रहा था।
ओके सर, ओके।
अच्छा ओके, अभी अभी क्लियर है?
हाँ, अभी क्लियर है सर।
ओके ओके, तो जैसे अखिल जी का अगर मैं पॉइंट कंटिन्यू करता हूँ, अखिल जी स्टे विथ मी।
यस सर।
ओके या अखिल जी कंटिन्यू।
Okay, sir. Okay. If we take a simple example of your Google activity, I mean, everyone has seen an option like sign up with Google or sign in with Google account. So, sir, when you go this, obviously you enjoy a leisure of not making another password. But what you do is you share all the Google activities that app asks you for. Like, let's say I just go to myactivity.google.com. Okay. And what you will find here, sir, like, let's see. Today, okay, this was my history, web history, everything, and okay. This was my web history. Yesterday also. Okay. Location history. If I come to now, see, sir, I have turned it off, because what happens is, I mean, those people who have turned it on, na, you people might getting a mail, I think fortnightly or monthly, like, here is a timeline of your Google locations that you have visited. A mail you people might have been receiving. So what it is, actually you have turned it on from here. You can obviously turn it off, because also, sir, in Android, I have seen 90% of permissions are given at the time of installation of app only. Remaining app, I mean, for iOS, it asks at the time of using that app. There you must have seen always allow while using the app, do not allow. For location, they firstly ask, because they want to know where you are going, and they can actually send that data. Or, sir, this marketing has gone up to a level that this marketing strategy is designed actually on the basis of this activity only. There are AI tools, machine learning is so good that they are actually analyzing all this data. Not just we, even Facebook is analyzing and then giving them a ready to use product. So it is very easy to find market if you have the right market where you have to market your products. Like, let's say there is a Swiggy product, Swiggy, and there are people who use that. Zomato is very prominent in some locality, like, let's say in Shastinagar, people are using Zomato, and Swiggy would obviously want to penetrate that market of Zomato. So what they will do is, they will take data from Zomato. Obviously, they can get anywhere from. So, and when you will, these Shastinagar data, people will search on Facebook or Insta or anywhere like that. They will see that order online at Swiggy, Fast 5, like we have in IPL. This will be visible in their side screen or next while scrolling this app also, or Reels, what we say in Instagram. So they are marketing at a very high level. Your data is being used by each and every person if you are allowing them via Google. Now, my activity. First, one more thing that I would like to say is that people say, sir, there is a lot of foundation that you are binding upon in the name of privacy. Sir, if you want to keep privacy as a priority, you have to leave some convenience, I would say. I mean, convenience or ease and privacy or security does not go hand in hand. If one has to be increased, the other has to be, you have to deal with it. So they cannot go hand in hand. Obviously, if you want convenience, use sign up with Google, save password on Google, and anything. I mean, they just need a single password. They don't need a many password. Now, there was a issue that people say, okay, sir, I want to sign up with Google. Now what? Now I will use this different password for different apps. Then what? Sir, for then we have different tools which are like one password, we may say password saver. I use this KeePass XC. So yeah, let's see. This was password. Okay. For entering into KeePass, you have to enter a main password, and after that you will find that like this I have entered for Gmail, let's say, for Yahoo, for Outlook, and for Netflix, for Amazon, for Disney Hotstar, for X, Y, and Z. For each and every website you will see, but this master password that I showed you, that has to be so strong, and you have to remember. Like now, in case of password also, people say, okay, Akhil, like my name is Akhil @1234, or date of birth, people might say, or some people are willing to go for their Mumbai @1234. Sir, these are not the password that you have to keep. And I suggest you keep a password like this. I love Bhel Puri 110% from Mumbai. So this is a passphrase which nobody can easily identify that you love a Bhel Puri, and that too of a Mumbai. So this is a passphrase that you can keep as a master password in these password saving tools also. And next, if we move on, yes sir, there was an issue that biometrics are being saved by people. Sir, if you are afraid that your Aadhaar biometrics may be used or misplaced, or wrongly used by people, then what you can do is biometrics lock in Aadhaar. This, if you are showing UIDAI site, biometrics lock and unlock. I mean, when I have logged my this biometrics, and every time I go, like let's say I go to bank, and they say, sir, you have to use this. Again, there is a pop-up that biometric logged for this specified user. So what I do is, at that point of time only, I go to this Aadhaar website. Just a second, I will. Aadhaar services, yeah, lock unlock biometric. See, understand this. I will enter my Aadhaar, then there would be a CAPTCHA verification and OTP I would enter, and then there will come a message that your biometrics have been unlocked for 15 minutes. So sir, if you think that biometrics may be misused, or because obviously sir, there are reports that when you post on social media, like let's say with a thumb impression or with a victory sign or something like that, the camera that you are using, if that is of a high resolution, sir, these biometrics are being recorded and they can be cloned. There are technologies which have been successfully able to clone your biometrics and use them. Now, okay, my biometrics won't matter much if there is a person who is having an admin right to a particular nuclear reactor system of a country, let's suppose. Now, what would that person's biometric would value? So again, you can log this. This is obviously related to only KYC, or like you are opening an account, you are closing an account, you are going for a SIM change or something like that. So you don't want someone to take a SIM on your name, your Aadhaar name. So what you can do is you can log this biometric, and again that unlock would be requiring an OTP, and that would be unlocked only for a span of 15 minutes. So this is a really good technique if you would want to go for this. Yeah, one more thing. If you must have seen, there are security question in banking websites, correct? Now, how many of you, I think 60, 70, 80%, or I would say 90% of people would answer this. Where were you born? They would answer their birthplace, like I would answer Jaipur. Now, what is your favorite sport? Okay. Now, in India, you would find the maximum answer to be cricket only. So these are, sir, many. I mean, these are predictable things that people are like. One more example we can say is, what is your lucky number? The answer would be your 99% would be like 5, 2, and that would be a. I mean, most of the times it's a combination of your date of birth combination. If you are like, let's say, born on 18th of March, it would be 1 plus 8, 9. So like that, or it would be your car's number. Somebody would also, what is your mother's maiden name? So they actually enter the actual things. But what I do, or I would suggest is, you put up a hypothetical answer to these questions, sir. Like, where were you born? A hacker or someone who has already known your password and want to do a transaction, and that transaction can be done by answering just 2 questions, like in SDFC. If that person can guess this, I bet that person is going to take away my money and transaction will be happening. How? Now, where were you born? Instead of Jaipur, what I would say is India, or I would say Mumbai, where I mean, the hacker should have not the slightest of the, idea that I would putting up that, like, or even if you go to northern also, Tripura. Now, this is to be known by you and you yourself, no one else. So it should be like, no one can, like now, which is your favorite sport? Okay, cricket, football, tennis, it can be anything. But like, let's say croquet, it's a England women's, it's a England people game. Women used to play. Cricket was for boys and croquet was for ladies. So this is a, again, simple hack that you can do. Now, this is about privacy tools. Privacystools.io. There is this website, sir. I think I have opened it here somewhere here. Yeah. Just look at it, sir. Privacy tools. These are based on various analysis, and some of them are open source also. Privacystools.io. Like, I just click on web browser. See, the name comes of Firefox, Tor, Brave, DuckDuckGo, Bromide for Android, and iOS Onion browser. So for mobile, if you want to use Tor, this is an Onion browser which can be used by you for iOS, and for Android, Bromide is there, but again, it's based on Chromium on I think same technology on which this Brave browser is based. So it's for mobile devices you can use this. Now, this was for web browser. For privacy, if you want to maintain privacy, sir, these are the two. Now, again, some people think that let's say go in new incognito. I would say not maximum, but few people think that I have gone incognito. Now I can go anywhere and surf, and I'm inaccessible by my ISP or the government agency, law enforcement, anywhere. I can do anything. But sir, this is just not saving the cookies and history for you in your local browser. Apart from that, your ISP, like mine is Airtel. You can find out your ISP also from here, myip.ms. Your ISP like Airtel, Jio, Vodafone, or ACT, or Ticona, or anything, they can, your organization or your ISP. My ISP is Bharti Airtel, and it's coming Chandigarh. I don't know why it's coming, because it's variable. I think it's a static IP also, so no problem. So this just what it does is it does not save the history. Now we come to Tor. This Tor, what it does is, now let's see. I will tell you what it is. I am searching on DuckDuckGo, as you can all see. Correct. Now what Tor does is, there, like I am using a Tor. Some people in Ukraine, Germany, US are also using Tor. Same browser. Correct. Now Tor, as many nodes, as many IPs are there. Like for Ukraine, like I am in India, my IP was 122, as you people must have seen. Correct. This is a circuit that is creating 1, 2, 3 hops and then going to DuckDuckGo. Correct. So Ukraine it is going, then it is going to Germany, then it is going to United, and then now when DuckDuckGo will go through its these logs, what DuckDuckGo will say is, sir, the IP that access our website was this 23.128.248.93. Correct. So this is a perfect example how you can bypass the securities. Again, sir, when they, like, let's say there is being a hacking or a crime done by this, you have done a crime from this website or anywhere, dark web, and the government is tracing that. So what will government do is, they will go back to this IP, they will go to that person's IP, obviously they will look at the logs. Then what they will do is, they will find, okay sir, this was a Tor. So now they will go to Germany people. Now Germany law enforcements come into place, or Interpol, whatever it is. Again, they would say it was not us. Then they would go to Ukraine, and thereafter it will, if they have the courage to go after that, they would go to India. Now, in the meantime, sir, there is a time duration of which these logs are being stored. Like let's say 30 days, 45 days, or 15 days, depending on the ISP and router capabilities. Correct. So this is really tough for law enforcement agencies to trace all the IPs, the original IP of Tor browser. So this is a quick example how you can be anonymous. This is the best browser you can use. Again, sir, when you are using Tor, you don't have a secure connection on Ukraine, Germany, and US. Correct. So there is another option. There is an OS, Tails OS. Yeah. See, Tails is a portable operating system, sir. Like you have a USB, no? You can have this inbuilt in USB. You can carry it like you carry this computer or laptop, na? You can just plug it into anywhere, and you are ready to go with. You are 100% anonymous, and this is like, ultimate anonymity you can achieve if you are using Tails OS along with Tor. And in Tails you are using Tor. Okay. Again, these almost are based on the same techniques. So if you can see, avoid surveillance, censorship, advertising, depends on what purpose you are using for. Like I use it for searching flights. If I go to, let's say, Bombay to California, cheap flights. Okay, this is make my trip. Okay. Now once I will search, okay, I will ask the time, I will arrange my visa, then afterwards I will again visit to this website, and then I will see. So now this make my trip is tracking my IP. Okay, 122, what I showed you. That IP is being used, and that they are analyzing that this person is planning to go from Bombay to California. Correct. Now I will be getting ads on, let's say I would go to text. Obviously I use a ad blocker also. So I just, let me switch it off for this website. So I will start receiving this Bombay to this California, and I will start receiving advertisements of tour planners or somewhat like similar to that. So again, I would go to Tor. I would say Bombay to California, make my trip. I think they have blocked this Tor browsing access. So what I would say is, on Expedia, I would show. Okay. Okay, I have no problem in that. Similarly, if we go there on this, yeah, California, this is. So you get a benefit of this also if you are using Tor or anonymous browser. Even I use this Opera VPN also. It is also very really good thing. Opera has this inbuilt free VPN, but this VPN is not creating a secure tunnel or something like that. Actually, it is masking your IP. So let's see what is my IP here. See, my IP is coming in a IPv6 format. So as you people might know that IPv4 and IPv6 are two technologies that are being used, and it is using some America's IP, and IPv version 6 is being used. So my IP is this also if I am browsing on Opera using VPN, and if I am browsing on my Chrome browser, my IP will be coming 122.161.192.24. So masking a IP is another role of VPN, and creating a secure tunnel is another role of VPN. For that also we have this open source tool which is known as OpenVPN also. Obviously, it's free for only 3 only. After that, you have to pay a bit pricing. It's also a bit on a higher side also. Yeah. Now, sir, there are many websites which do not allow until and unless you enter the mail ID or mobile or something like that. Now, let's say xguru. Or it's, I think, in. Yeah. So this is, I have reached to this textguru.in, and yeah, it is asking for subscription. Now I am here only for a simple, this e-waybill article. Why would I want to go? I mean, this is obviously textguru is a knowledgeable site, but I'm just showing you how to deal with it. Temp mail, I will go. See, this is this temp mail that is being used by him, and now I will go for subscription. So much advertisement, I don't see where it is going now. Yeah, but you can enter anytime your, yeah, here. Now here I will enter my email ID and subscribe now. Now it is asking me for robot. Okay, it will take some time. But yeah, you got the point. We can use this temp mails wherever you are going for one time or a single time. You can also go there and use this temp mail. Obviously, it's a really fun activity if you are using it for someone else, because you can get the mails also in here. If you want a simple email ID where you want a single mail to be received because there is a user login or something like that, that for that case also you can use this option. Now, if we move ahead, yeah, sir, there might be options where you have Wi-Fi, you have NFC, you have this Bluetooth, you have this mobile data, and in Apple iOS you have this AirDrop also. Correct, sir. Whenever you are not using it, I have seen many people using this. Their Wi-Fi is already on, their mobile data is already on, their Bluetooth is 100% time all time on, and their NFC is also on, their AirDrop is also on. Sir, what is the use if you are not okay? If you are using a device, it's good. But if you are not using it for frequently or anything like that, then it's of no use you keeping all such things on for a longer time. Correct. Okay, biometrics we have already done, or anonymity. Yeah. Now this one small example we will be doing. Sir, just put this. I have this budget folder with me, and this is a very secret file. Okay, I have named it a secret file only. It's nothing. Let me show you. It's just a memorandum of the financial 2022. Okay, so but let's say it's a very secret file and I want to hide it. And even if I mean, obviously there is an option of hide selected file, and click on unclick. This is a very basic option that people are using, but it's very obsolete. So I won't suggest you use it. Now, there are 2-3 options. Either you create a locker of something, we say a locker type folder, and then keep it in that folder would be password protected. But I do have I know how to break that also. I know how to look for that also locker. So after that, I found that this is, out of these 3, one of the safest technique. So what I will do is, I will just go to Windows and command prompt. Correct. Command prompt, I will say ATTRIB, attributes. This stands for attributes. Now what I will do is, I'll just copy paste the path of this folder. Now I have copy pasted it. I will just Control V. Now, one more space. Now, sir, we have to go for +S, that is settings attribute, and we have to hide it. +H, correct? Now, but before that, I would say we have to enter the file name also, which is this. See, you don't see that file anymore. Even if you go to, hide and hide, nothing is going to happen to that until and unless you know that there is a file contained in this. Now people say, sir, file, okay, we have lost that file, we have hidden that file. Now what? Sir, if you want to open it, you have to go to here, -H and -S. Here you have it. You have this memorandum again with you. So you can do this with your files which you think are secret, and I don't want any staff to see that file until and unless you want them to. So this is also a good option. Apart from this, obviously Encrypto is a really good option where you can encrypt a particular folder or a particular file also with a password. And BitLocker, as Pranay sir rightly pointed out, it actually locks the whole drive. Like I'm having, let's say, I am having C and D. So it will lock my whole D drive only. So it's, I prefer it that my C drive is open, but my files, particular files are being locked in this B drive. So I would use this option or encrypt option. Obviously, if you want to encrypt an external hard disk, you can obviously use BitLocker for that option. Also, anyways, anytime. Sir. One more thing that we people use is smartwatches. I'm not wearing it today. So smartwatches, what happen is, sir, actually they are tracking your activity and send. I see people using Apple Watch 7 series, Watch series 6, 5, 7, and they show by using it by taking calls on that app only. Watch. So what I suggest them is, there is a classic example. You go home and search about that also. What happened? There was a nuclear. There was an attack on a nuclear reactor. But that was, how do they came to know that what was the circumference or what was the area in which that nuclear reactor was? There was this scientist who used to reside in that premises only. And what he used to do is, he used to run a 1 or 2, circle of that whole nuclear reactor. So if that was a straight line for 8 meters, okay, now he turns right, now left for 100 meters more, now like this. So each and every detailing of that was done. You must have seen people sharing their WhatsApp status, today's walk, 5.5 kilometer, 10 kilometers, and that shows the whole area where they have walked twice, thrice, and that also you can see by detailed line. So, sir, these all apps are tracking your location. Obviously, behavioral activity is also being tracked, where you are going, at what time you will reach where, what time you go out for a walk. These all are behavioral, and we call them reconnaissance. And these all activities are being tracked by these big multinational companies. If you are using a Samsung watch, Samsung is going to track your activity and sell your data. If you are using an Apple watch, Apple is going to use your activity for its own purpose. So, as sir rightly pointed out, data is the new oil. And I think we are coming close to the end of this 9 o'clock deadline.
Yeah, Akhilji, we can go for question answer.
Yeah, if we
Is
have
there any? Yeah.
Akhil sir and Sachin sir, we are having some questions from our participants. So, but we will not be able to take all the questions. I have selected a few of them. The first question is from Alik Purkhayastha. He is from KXJ. Okay. In Google browser, there are pop-up advertisements. How to disable them permanently?
Use ad blocker.
Yeah, we cannot disable all the ads, because some are still pop up as a part of default. But yeah, we can use some ad blockers that will help to disable some. Not all. 50 to 80% we can disable using ad blockers.
And still, sir, there are a few websites like Business Line, or there are news websites which runs on these advertisements only, The Wire, and there are many websites who have this advertisement mode of earning only their revenues based on this advertisement. So what they do is, until and unless you are not going to disable it, they won't allow you to read that article. So you have to disable at that point of time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. The next question is from Jerome. He is from Chennai, and he is asking, what is the best way to close or reduce open ports?
Use firewall. Either we can use a default Windows firewall, or we can go for a paid firewall. Either of the two. That is one of the best ways to close all the open ports.
Plus, you can use scanner also regularly, and you will find out which port of yours is open. Angry IP scanner, or there are n number of scanners you can use, and you can find out which port is open and on what computer. Like you are sitting on an internal network of 10, let's say 10 computers. Your machine would be having an internal IP, and other 9 would be having an internal IP. So you would scan for all these devices, and you could find out that, yeah, so and so port is open. Like people, those who are using Tele, there is port number 10,000 that is being used by Tele for functioning. So that has to be open, but that is only being used by Tele itself. So yes.
The last question is from Akshat Bharat Kumar Doshi, and he is from Surat, and he is asking you, sir, that there was a tab in your browser showing a reward on payment of credit card bill. I think he is referring it to you,
Right.
Akhil sir. So kindly give details whether there is any risk paying credit card bill through these kinds of applications.
I expected this question.
The auditor has done his job, sir.
I expected this question to come. Sir, if you would go to, I would tell you that whatever it is, but I request you to kindly go to my activity, and if you would find, you will find, like, I use Yahoo as a for consolidating all my mails. So Yahoo is one of my authenticator third-party app. People use Truecaller also, but I don't use directly Truecaller. I use a XYZ, like I use Outlook for signing in with Truecaller, because if I am signing up with Truecaller, what's happening is they are taking all my contacts and each and everything what Truecaller needs. Now, CRED, we come to. Sir, CRED is using location, your financial data, contacts. Even photo and video, Sachin sir, if I'm not right, they are using this photo and video permissions also.
Yeah, but mostly they're taking the Gmail to read all the Gmail mail.
100% Gmail. You are receiving a confidential email on so-and-so tender you have received of 100 crores, and you are just for the sake of getting rewards on credit, you are using that Gmail ID, and that whole Gmail is being used by credit. They are having the permission to read all your mails that are coming on your Gmail. So if either get rewards or take some privacy with you. As I already said, convenience and security cannot go hand in hand. There has to be, you have to live one. So this was the point.
Okay, so we are not having any more questions as such, Akhil sir. So thank you for your session, and I would like to request Sachin sir, if you want to add up to something, like you are not there. So Akhil sir has taken up the session very well, but if you want to add on to something, sir, please.
I would like to say that I have myself seen Sachin sir's face for after quite a while, because he does not come so easily on webcam.
Okay, now what I'll do is I'll send the PPTs, the safety tips which are required. Especially, we'll be sharing how to secure your mobile devices and your laptops and your emails. See, these are 3 or 4 things which every chartered accountant can do. And also, if required, we'll also share for the safety tips for how to secure your office network, basically. But at least implement mobile security, computer and email security, basically.
Okay, sir. Okay. So I think we should, for the want of time, like we should be ending this session now. It is already 9. So I thank you, everyone, the contestants, the participants, faculties, Akhil sir, Sachin sir, Pranay sir, the dignitaries that joined in this session. Thank you on behalf of Digital Accounting and Assurance Board, as well as Vadodara branch of ICAI of Vadodara. Thanks for your time, and be in touch, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.